Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this evening. January the 19th, 2021.
Last day of an era.
The last day of an era. An era ends tomorrow. Some might say the greatest era.
Others might say the worst era.
In history. Yes. Which would probably...
And there can be no in-between, apparently.
Right.
There can be no in-between.
Nope.
Which is the Kyrie Irving era in New Jersey.
Oh, my God.
Could be over tomorrow. Could be... We don't know.
It might have just started all over again tonight.
Right.
Just leave him alone. He's complicated.
He's a complicated individual, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's Kyrie Irving. He's just misjudged.
He's going through some stuff.
Yeah, he's going through some
At his
stuff. All
family's
right.
parties.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. 774-992-8702. That's the phone number. Got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to get into obviously all the shit that happened here on Sunday. The NFC, the divisional round, both NFC, AFC. NFC, obviously, Tom Brady advances to another NFC championship because Drew Brees apparently forgot how to throw a football.
God, he had like 17 interceptions that game, bro. Like, are you kidding me?
You know what the crazy part is? And this is what, and we'll obviously dive deeper into this. Tom Brady had like 17 interceptions too.
Yes.
Just
What do you have? Two that were dropped,
the Saints
not
just,
caught?
The Saints just didn't catch any of them.
I mean,
They
one of
did,
them,
but they're out of bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of them was was shitty footwork. Like, what are you doing? Like, not tapping your toe. Like, where do you think?
Well, that's why
Cornerback,
he's a corner.
Not wide receiver.
Oh, there's that old cliche. We guess he's a freak athlete. Wait, was he black or white?
I don't know. I don't see color.
You know.
He's colorblind, which is good.
Darkness. Was he black or white? He was black, right?
He happens to be
Okay, so let me guess. He was a freak athlete.
crazy speed.
Top end speed.
Stone hands McGillicuddy.
Let's see what else.
He caught it.
Great hips.
Oh, he caught it.
Great hips.
Great hip.
Is
Stephon
another one.
Gilmore.
But yeah, if he was white, he would have great short area quickness, high football IQ,
Good three cone.
fast twitch, all those types of things.
Quick twitch.
But anyway, we'll get into that. We'll get into the Chiefs and the Browns, the Patrick Mahomes drama that is going on right now. We'll
That was
talk
very
Hashtag
confusing.
anything's possible.
anything to talk about.
Not if he's playing next
Listen,
week.
Chad Henne has been in the league forever, it seems.
And he sucks.
And he's won, 3 games now total in his
Dude,
career?
I don't know. How long has he been in the league? At least a
Well, he
decade?
played in Miami, he played in Jacksonville, he played in...
Jesus, Miami, Jacksonville. Wasn't he a Ram at one point?
Who
I
knows?
believe
I
he
don't,
was
I
a
don't
Ram
know.
at one
He's been
No.
a journeyman.
Yeah, he might have been a Ram at one point.
I don't remember. There's so many
and
many of
everywhere.
them. I can't really recall. But anyway, we'll get into all that. We'll get into the Bills and the Ravens. The Bills are in an AFC championship. Let's
hello,
go.
Sean.
Here we go.
Fucking trash.
Josh Allen in
Buffalo's
the AFC
going to the
championship.
Super Bowl.
They're
Here
not,
we
though,
go.
so.
Doug, every table in Buffalo right now is being purchased at an alarming
There are so many.
rates.
There like
Good.
folding tables in
Alarming
Buffalo are
rates.
just flying off the shelves
pathetic.
in anticipation of what might
Awesome.
happen.
It's pathetic.
Don't hate now.
Uh,
You've been
well,
able to do this for how many years?
I've been hating
and
on
now
it
you're
for,
just like,
for-
oh no,
No,
fuck
I've been,
that Bill.
I've been hating on it for weeks. No, I'm not a fucking turncoat. Fuck them.
I'm not telling you to be a turncoat, but
I'm rooting for all the teams to beat Buffalo. The last 4, all 3 to beat
Sean's
Buffalo.
like, what? Sean, what's your problem with Buffalo? Because fuck them. That's why.
Yeah,
exactly. They're like, oh, your division rival. Feel bad for them.
Nice. So we'll get into that. We'll get into a little bit of NBA action. We'll talk a little bit of Kyrie, James Harden, the whole deal. Because we didn't really touch on it because it was made official, Wednesday last
Can I
week?
just say
What,
something?
fatty
Yeah.
Listen,
with fat suit now?
hold on. James Harden lost 100 pounds in a matter of a week.
He wore a fat suit. Hey,
legit.
this would be the only compliment I ever give James Harden. That was sneaky smart.
It was.
He's like, I'm
It
gonna
works.
wear a fat suit with titties, and everyone's gonna say he lost all. Everyone's gonna say I have a fat eating disorder. They have to get rid of me, and then I'm just gonna stop wearing the suit when I leave here. He was like a magician selling into a bit, and he's like, my legs don't work. And then at the end of the act, he just hops out of the wheelchair, and everyone's like, oh my god, he's not crippled.
It's
So
true.
Paul
It's
Pierce in the
exactly how it
finals?
went.
Huh?
Paul Pierce in the finals.
Yes, he Paul
but
pierced it.
But Paul Pierce only committed for like 5 to 10 minutes. James Harden.
He's done it
Right.
for 5 weeks.
Paul
come
Pierce
on.
was like, all right, we can't do this too long. Like, that is Kobe Bryant out there. We should probably get back out. And
James Harden was wearing the Mrs. Doubtfire suit
Legit.
for like
Facts.
days on end.
Fucking Eddie Murphy.
Hello!
Remember, Eddie Murphy. Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's house.
Big Mama's house, yeah.
Was
Except
it-
he just didn't put the wig
No,
on.
Eddie Murphy was Meet the Clumps, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Meet the
that's
Clumps.
That's Eddie Murphy. Yeah, the professor.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
Nutty
the
Professor, right.
Yeah, but Martin Lawrence was Big
Was
Mama's
Big Mama.
house.
Big Mama's house.
And then what was the other one, the Tyler Perry one?
Medea.
That's every Tyler
That's
Perry movie.
Medea.
Yeah, but he dresses up like all the characters,
Medea.
right? Yeah.
No, he dresses up
Medea
just as
goes to
Medea.
jail. No, it's Medea and the brother, the uncle,
I don't count.
the big
That's just
Yolanda.
Medea.
I've never seen it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of things
Awesome.
apparently I haven't seen that I should, like Shawshank Redemption. Never seen it.
I don't believe you.
Never seen it.
Let's
I
not
know
get into
everything
this
there
again.
is.
We
I know
know. Yeah, yeah.
everything
Blah,
there is
blah,
to know about it, but I don't know. So we'll get into that. We'll get into let's see. What else did we have? We had a whole. Hold on, I have a whole list of shit that we were going to talk about tonight because
Stuff.
there was a lot of shit, and this is. I'm just going to go through this. I'm not going to read everything. Oh, we'll get into Deshaun Watson, the drama in Houston because
Oh,
that
Jesus.
has a lot of different angles. We'll cover that. We'll cover awful rules in the NFL. Mainly the one where if you fumble the ball out of the back of the end zone or out of the end zone, then it's an automatic turnover, and the other team gains possession. And then we will talk about Goff and McVay apparently being at odds with one another. And McVay not committing to Jared Goff as potentially the future of the Rams at quarterback. So
Good.
good.
That's
He
a
had
good
bro-
eye.
He had a broken thumb.
I don't give a shit what he has broken.
I mean,
Or broken dick. I don't give a shit what he has broken.
I guess.
I mean,
but
if I had
the girlfriend says otherwise.
if I had his girlfriend, my dick would be broken too.
Jesus.
Wait,
Just
whose?
shattered.
McVay or Goff?
Sure.
The both of them.
Yes.
Both.
That's what. Yeah, that's what. It was.
B-O-F. Both.
Who ended up winning that poll, by the way? Do you remember?
I think
It was like
I think it was
50-50.
McVay.
I think McVay's girl.
It was
ended
like
up winning.
McVay by like a vote.
Yeah.
Legit.
It was like 1 or 2 votes. That was a tight poll.
And that was Joey just being like, I'm gonna click again.
The next poll I want to do is: does Joe Buck hate your team? Yes or no?
Oh, that's a good one.
I wish Facebook still let you do polls.
I think Joe Buck has like serious issues now, though.
But don't you see, like, don't you get that, like, where there's certain commentators where
Well,
everybody,
you can still do polls. On
where
Facebook.
people are, no, you can't. There's no poll option.
You do no, you do a poll on the you just do a story.
Yeah.
It's only up for 24 hours though.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
whatever.
what we're going anyway.
But
No,
you ever notice?
continue-
But you ever
continue
notice
down
that
the
how
shit list.
how people always are like, I hate when Joe Buck's on. He hates the but and insert like the whoever they're rooting
He
for.
hates
here.
the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, it's like dude, no, Joe Buck does not hate your team. Like he's just commenting, but everybody takes it as like he hates them. And
Oh no, I know Randy Cross hates the Patriots with all his heart.
and listen, I'm not
There's a
going
lot
to.
more than just him that hate the Patriots.
Mark Schlereth, even though he was an ex-Bronco, is hypercritical of the Broncos when he calls games.
Yeah, he's super anal about it.
Yes. He's
Fucking
like, we wouldn't have done that, Bob.
what's his face? The old Chargers quarterback, Dan Fouts, loathes the Broncos.
Oh, Dan Fouts, I think, is like brain dead at this point, though.
Like there are guys that actively root against teams that they're commentating on. I just hate to break it to people that Joe Buck is not one of them.
No, he's
Like, people
he's
usually-
very in the middle.
My favorite one is when people like sit there and they're like, "Oh, I hated Phil Simms, man. He just used to root against the Patriots the whole fucking time." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Did you ever listen to Phil Simms,
Phil Simms
talk about the Patriots?"
loves the Patriots.
He like literally would sit there and slob their knob for 3 hours. It was the most
wait,
annoying shit
Jeffrey?
ever.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
yeah, because he was like infatuated with Bill Belichick. He's like one of the greatest people I've ever known.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was the coach.
Yeah, he was.
I'll coach.
The ass coach.
He was a coach. All right, so
Yeah,
let's
moving down the shit list. Go
so
ahead.
let's dive into let's get into the NFC divisional round first. Let's get into Bucks and Saints because obviously
The freshest.
there's a lot going on with that, and the one angle, obviously, the game was the game, right? Drew Brees looked like he looked like playoff Drew Brees. I hate to say that, but for a guy who is as decorated as he is, has thrown as many touchdowns for as many yards, has as many awards, blah blah blah, so on and so forth.
First ballot Hall of Famer for sure.
Hands
Absolutely.
down.
Looked
Why?
lost.
Why does he? Why is it that every time they get in the playoffs, he just looks lost and sucks?
I don't know. Like
I
ever
don't
like
get it.
09, he was unstoppable. No one was stopping that 09 Drew Brees. Every playoff since, it's been shaky at best.
No, I mean, I think this offense with the Saints has relied a lot on the run. So
No.
when you stop the run, and like they didn't do as many swing passes and little hooks that you'd see out of Camaro.
Tampa
all night.
snuffed him out though. That's
what
why.
I'm saying. So, like,
because I think Tampa
when
was
you
daring
take-
Drew Brees to beat him downfield, and he just couldn't.
Yes. And when you take that away, and he's forced to throw the ball all the time, and they can't run, they didn't have Murray in the backup. They're using Ty Montgomery.
Which
So,
again,
He
everybody
did fine.
he did fine, but
and
he
people
didn't-
talk about, oh, they didn't have Latavius Murray. I'm like, what?
No,
Fucking
but
cares.
the power back when you spell Kamara, you need Murray.
Dude, Kamara is the team.
Listen, if
He
you
is, and
can't
they
live,
snuffed him out.
if you
and
can't live
Michael
without
Thomas
Latavius
couldn't
Murray,
get
if
it going.
Latavius Murray is the difference between losing in the divisional round or winning a Super Bowl, I'm sorry, your team is trash.
That'd be like me and the Patriots a few years ago saying like we didn't have LeGarrette Blount. Everyone would be like, so who gives a
That
shit?
dude was like 8 touchdowns for you guys a game, so like
Yeah, he ran in from like 5-10
Right,
yards
he was
out,
good for one thing. Oh, we're inside the 2.
give it a blunt.
and
You'd
then
be like, what are you gonna do? Blunt dive right,
like Brown.
blunt left drive,
Right. So
blunt.
Breeze looked like
Blount,
typical
Blount.
playoff Drew Brees. I mean, look, Breeze has not had the greatest postseason resume, especially the last 3 years. I mean, granted,
Well,
a few of those
last
weren't
year-
his fault.
Last year against the Vikings, 3 picks in the final game.
Yeah,
The year prior, also against the Vikings, 2 picks in the final game.
he threw
This year?
the interception in overtime against the Rams. The year that
they
once
went
they got
against the
truck
Patriots,
sticked and
yeah.
it's like, fuck out of my way, I'm going to the Super Bowl.
What's his name? Is Michelle Roby or Michael Roby?
Michael
That guy's
Roby.
last name
Michael Roby.
was it Michael Roby?
Michael
Something
Roby,
like that. The defensive back that picked him off.
Picked him
that,
off.
that whole
Oh,
controversy.
Roby, the ex-Bronco.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was Corey, not Corey Roby. It was
I thought it was Michael Roby. I don't know, something like that. Something Roby.
oh, for
Wow,
Christ's
really?
sakes.
Wow, something Roby.
Yeah, there we go.
He was he's the guy, same one that picked off Tom Brady in the end zone, the 2-point conversion in the AFC Championship. Brandon Roby?
So-
Brendan Roby?
Yes.
Brandon, maybe it is Brandon. Brendan.
You guys
Whatever.
want me to look up?
But
It doesn't matter. No,
but
it doesn't
look
matter.
At the game. How many catches did Michael Thomas
Bradley
have
Roby.
yesterday?
That's what it
okay.
was.
Good
Bradley
job.
Roby.
How many catches did Michael Thomas have yesterday?
What was it?
2?
Michael Thomas?
Yeah, 2. 2 catches?
I'm going to go with the under.
1?
I said one.
I'm going to go with the under.
No, I think he had a catch.
He had
He
0?
didn't have any?
No.
Yeah, I mean, he had a few looks, but they were all terrible.
Zero.
I feel like that's not correct.
Shut out. 0.
Guy, no, think about it. That
Wow.
the one where he twisted backwards, where he should have just kept on running towards the ball and dropped it on that third down.
That's $25 million?
Yeah. That's 5 games this year and like a dozen catches.
Dude, that guy is gone.
Is it him or is it Drew? Like, did he not want to play with Drew Brees anymore?
Ah,
Did he
who
know Drew
knows?
Brees couldn't do it?
I don't know.
He
It's-
couldn't push
there's
the
too
ball
much-
down the field.
There's too much drama there too. But then the year earlier, he had no problem throwing him like 4,000 slants over the middle.
Yeah.
He was a lost little puppy out there.
How many targets did he get? Do you at least have
He had
that?
like
I'm
5 or
I'm looking
6.
up the,
You have to have at least 6.
I'm looking at the targets
That's
right now.
embarrassing. 0 catches? My God, man. At what point do the Saints just say, fuck it, we got to blow it up and start off from scratch?
I mean, it's going
Right
to have
now.
to happen now.
I don't know that they're going to blow it
I don't think they're
up,
gonna blow
though,
it 'cause they
because
got
they got
Winston.
Jameis in the wings. Like,
He's
if that's
a free
their guy.
agent.
But if that's your guy and you keep him there and he wants to be there, then
Joey, the salary cap is decreasing by $25 million this offseason. It's going $25 million south.
because of COVID. So,
Just because
Revenue
everything's down,
sharing.
revenue sharing's down.
so we're adding a game and
And
decreasing the
taking money.
salary. Ah, great. Yes, this is going to be wonderful.
So, and this is already the Saints already over cap for next season, even with Drew Brees retiring. I'm assuming he
No,
is.
with him retiring, that saves him $22 million.
But they were already over cap. So they might be at cap and have to cut.
Michael
like,
Thomas was targeted 4 times for a total of 0
4
receptions for 0
That's
yards.
pathetic. How do you only target that man 4 times?
Yeah, he wasn't. There was nothing for him.
I don't give a shit. Throw it to him.
They beat Drew Brees on a basic cover 4 defense. Drew Brees could not beat the cover 4.
He was all like Breeze was terrible on Sunday, and everybody's sitting here in the, they're slobbing Tom Brady's knob today, like, oh my God,
No,
he's going to
let's be
another
real.
conference championship. Dude, he was what 16 for 32 or 15 for 32
At
for like
one point, he was-
208 yards.
At
He was
one point,
awful.
he was 4 for 12.
Yeah, Brady didn't have a great game. but
Brady looked like shit on Sunday, and anybody
threw
who
3
says
picks that
different
didn't
is a
count.
fucking moron and didn't watch the game.
we said it live. We said, damn, if Drew Brees didn't have those turnovers,
There's a route.
It's a one-sided game. Even with Drew Brees having a terrible
And
game,
it wasn't even
it's-
so much.
everyone-
It wasn't even so much Drew Brees' turnover. It was the
How about Jaron
the
Cooks?
Jared Cook fumble.
Oh, that's a
Dude.
huge one.
Fuck!
Listen,
It was
I'm
the
gonna tell
was
you
the
right
was
there.
the final nail in the Saints' coffin.
Yes, because that doesn't happen. Saints at least get a field goal, go up instead of being down 7.
And what the fuck is with Antoine Winfield Jr. saying that's for my dad?
Hold on. I'm glad you said that because that's an awesome
His dad
quote.
was a
Joey
legend.
Fast Radio, row 1C1.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ken. How are you? What's going on?
Oh, just talking some sports, Ken. Ken,
I hear ya.
have you liked and shared this this video yet?
No, I haven't.
You-
You know
He's
how
honest.
I love
I
how
know.
honest this man
At least
is.
he's honest.
Ken, what are you doing right now? Hey, I'm
I'm-
just taking a shit.
No, I'm on FaceTime with my girlfriend right now, but I am calling the show.
Wow, look at you! What a dedicated.
And
ass
she's gonna be like,
motherfucker.
"What are you doing, asshole?"
He's on his landline.
He's on his landline.
That's why he sounds so crispy.
So, Ken, what flavor of vape are you using tonight?
What's your boggle?
Hey, I'm not driving, so no flavor of vape at all.
Oh.
Oh, he's coming
Hey, Joe,
around.
you know what he said to you right there?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
So, Ken, what's your boggle?
What's my what?
Your boggle.
Boggle? What the hell is boggle?
Go watch Demolition Man. You'll thank me later. No, I think that's his
I
name.
don't watch many like movies and shows and stuff.
Are you on a cordless phone by chance?
Yeah, I am. I
Yeah.
think it's all staticky.
Yeah, a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
A little bit.
Okay, I thought it was me.
You got Joey over here touching buttons.
We're,
and moving
we're,
cords
we're
and shit.
shifting devices around. So, Ken, what's up? What's on your mind tonight? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, the NFC Championship.
that's what we're
What do
talking
you guys
about,
think
sir.
of Mr. Tom?
I mean,
I-
that's exactly what we're on right now.
Right on.
I think he looked like
Average.
average at best, below average at worst, and got lucky that the Saints dropped 2 interceptions, and
That Jaron Cook had one stupid play.
yeah,
I was hoping Breeze was going to pull it out, but it is what it is.
yeah. I mean, in a battle of who wants to win less, Tom Brady came up.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tom
I
Brady's
hope
like,
Breeze
you know
doesn't
what?
go out like that, but
Oh, no, he
it
is.
is what it
Yeah,
is.
he's done.
Yeah. That's what reports keep saying,
He
that
had
he's just going to go out
14
like
broken ribs this year on a normal hit.
Dude, everyone's
Yeah.
focusing on that one play where he's walking. And, I mean, the cameramen knew exactly
Oh,
what
of
to
course
look
they
for.
did. He looks backwards.
He looks back, he looks around the stadium, and that was the look of a guy who just said, this is the last time I'm going to see that. Leave it in uniform. And that was
Oh
like,
my
Yeah.
God. And then they get so
that. See
dramatic.
it the way you left
Look at
the
Breeze
Superdome
taking
and walked
one
off the
last
field.
look at the Superdome. Like, it's fucking empty. Who cares?
I know, but it's cool because if you think about it, his whole career, like, he has to go out during COVID and shit like that, where he doesn't see fans either booing him or cheering him. He just turns around and sees an empty stadium, and he's like, "Shit,
I thought they didn't have fans in there.
no." Well, they had like
They did. It was
they had
like
like
1,000.
500 people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like
Yeah.
1,000.
Fucking
Those
stupid.
people were long gone. They were like, "Fuck this." They were
So
out of there.
fucking stupid. I love how like all of a sudden New York is like, oh yeah, we can have fans at the Bills games. Yeah, that's fine. Biden's getting sworn in on Wednesday, so we'll allow fans. Yeah, fine.
I
How
hope
do
they.
you guys think that Brady's going to do on Sunday?
I don't know. Do I want to?
We
spoil
haven't
it?
talked about that game.
No,
yet.
I don't want to spoil
We
it
haven't
yet.
talked about that game.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll-
get into our predictions
You'll
in a
have,
little
you'll have
bit.
to
but-
sit on that one. Ken.
We'll savor the flavor on that one.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Kansas City, I mean, Mahomes should be healthy. I mean, once you clear the protocol and stuff. So.
Which is
Listen,
bullshit.
Mahomes is playing. He's playing.
It's
Yeah,
bullshit.
you know he's playing.
Why
That
is it
guy's not
bullshit?
sitting out.
Because every other person that has concussion misses like a game or two.
Average player in the NFL misses 19 days. With a
Exactly. So at least a game or two.
Oh,
depending.
but you knew it, and I think I said this on Sunday. I don't know if I said it to you guys in the group chat or the other one, but I was like, "Oh, watch! They're gonna come out and they're gonna be like, it's not a concussion; it was just a neck stinger."
Yep.
That's pretty
Bingo.
much exactly what they did.
This man was given a tombstone pile driver from the Undertaker on concrete, and they're
He
like,
got
"He
up and it
fine."
looked like he was like
He was
Dream
lost.
11th round Mike Tyson
Dude,
just socked
You
him in the
didn't- his
fucking
toe,
jaw.
like he stood up and he was like, like his feet just looked wobbly like a
Now,
cartoon.
I don't mean to sound like a broken record here, but Sean and I kind of did say this. This is what we've been talking about with Pat Mahomes. This is gonna happen.
And that was how
Just
many we should.
That was routine as fuck.
I mean, it wasn't routine. Like he grabbed him by the helmet,
Hello,
but it was
it's-
not a
really.
bad
Hello,
hit.
it's me, Kermit. I mean Patrick Mahomes.
I was way thrown off. I was like, "What's going on
He
right
even
now?"
had his mother standing to his defense, too.
His mother was standing. What do you mean by that?
No, I guess, like, she said something about, like, the hit. I think probably either on social media or something she was talking about the hit on him.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say Keith did a great job actually sharing that video on Row One, Seat One, the Facebook page. So if you want to go see the actual hit, you can view it live and while we're actually doing this. But so many people that have reshared that, and so many people that have commented on that exact image.
This is boring.
No, so many people have said like, "Where was the concussion? Like, he barely touches like the ground."
There was
and
no
he was just,
concussion.
and he was
Never
just
hit the
out.
ground.
It did, but it was lightly. It's just so weird.
Sean, it's
Yeah, it was
almost as
just
if
a
we
weird,
predicted
it
this
was
was
just,
going to happen.
It was weird, the way you went down and everything.
Ken, you know what's weird is that you haven't liked and shared this video yet. I mean, you work for us technically.
Kind of.
I know. All right, I'll go like and share it. I apologize.
Yeah, you
guys.
should, and then
That
tell all your
is-
friends to do the same. And then I want you to
These guys
take.
are awesome.
First, I want you to take a nice deep rip off that Arctic Limeberry Blast, and just let it.
Oh, what?
That Arctic Limeberry Blast,
Wow.
The 7-Eleven
That's
flavor.
a name.
and then just let that marinate. Let that shit marinate, bro.
That is so good.
Well, I'll share it for you guys, but I appreciate you guys letting me phone in.
Of course,
All right,
Ken.
Ken, I'll see you
Anytime.
Ken,
tomorrow.
anytime. I want to see an
Appreciate
article
it, guys.
saying like how Brady has no pubic hair.
My articles, ask Keith, they're shit.
They're not shit.
Wow! Amazing job. Hey guys, I write shit.
And then ask Keith about it. He's the one that tells me their shit. Wow, Keith, you're a dick.
Keith, wow, this is shit.
We'll work. We'll work with you, Ken. Don't worry.
All right,
we'll,
guys. Hey, I
trust me,
appreciate it. Thank
we
you,
will
guys.
find. We will find something you are not shit at, and we will let you do that.
Create a vlog. Actually, just like go like walk into the mall and just ask people like a random question, like, "Hey, do you smoke?" And the person's gonna be like, "What?" And just cut the video. And that's right
Yeah.
there.
And everybody will be like, "Nyah,
What is this,
nyah, nyah, nyah,
1999?
nyah, nyah, nyah."
You laughed.
But I appreciate it, guys. Thank
All right,
you.
Ken. We'll
Thanks,
talk. We'll
Ken.
talk to you next week, buddy.
Later.
All right, man. Take it easy, guys.
Later, bro. Ken Kniff.
All right, that was really throwing me off. I'm glad it was his phone because I was like, we were all shifting
no,
our
we're all like-
phones.
I know. I'm like taking my phone. I'm like, oh fuck, is this
So
me?
I was like, wait a minute, cordless?
I feel like this is like Optimus Prime transforming.
I'm glad you got it because I'm like, I haven't fucking even thought about a landline since like 2002.
Hence the static.
I think my mom had like, what was that? That landline that everybody had, Vonage. Was it Vonage?
Voyeur!
No, it was Vonage.
Yeah, I think it was
It
Vonage.
was Vonage.
They were like internet land, like big, but
Yeah.
like landline things.
Dirt cheap, yeah.
Yeah,
I
dirt
remember,
cheap.
I remember, the Sears days. I bought the Panasonic cordless phone
We need to go back.
that you put like 6 different headsets on. You can just put one in every room.
Oh, it
Like,
was the
Yamaha.
fucking
Nah.
best, dude.
2.4
I want to
gig,
go
bro.
back. I want to go back to landlines and flip phones in the worst way.
What, the Nokia?
Like just do.
All right,
get-
Al
Guy,
Davis.
I want Nextel's
dude,
back.
I want.
Where
No,
you at?
Yo.
that sounds so annoying.
Nah, that was
Everyone
great.
just getting
Especially when you
bleep.
didn't leave when you left your speaker on, you just get the phone. You're like, you're a piece of shit.
Like, yo, what's up, you
Hey,
fat
like this.
motherfucker?
Hey, like this. Hey, look, right? I guarantee you didn't. Should obviously be, bitch. You're like, he didn't.
Oh man, I had more fun with Nextels than any other phone, including the new ones
Yeah.
that I've had now. Like they were that was the best because you could fuck with each other so bad. And remember, like 8-bit ringtones came out for them, and you're like, oh my god, dude, check out my ringtone,
I
and it's
had-
just like the Mario theme, and you're like, it's fucking sick, and the little like antennas blinking because you
Come
got
on,
like the
don't
cool
you
one.
remember my next
You had the I-95 though. You
Yeah.
had you were stunting, bro.
But didn't you remember what I did to that? That thing lit up in every which direction
Bro,
you could fucking think of.
I put on the
And people
little.
are like, why'd you do that? I'm like, because I couldn't hear it in my loud ass car. So I'd be driving with the bass and
True.
it'd light up, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up?
That's facts. That's
My
facts.
God.
Because I remember that. Because I remember I got the little blinky antenna thing.
Yes.
And one of my boys started calling me Techno Joe. He's like, "Ooh, it's Techno Joe." I'm like,
Never,
"What?"
Never sat in a Lincoln.
I was like, "Bro, this thing's fucking fat."
All right, so
This shit's fat, yo.
we already
Shit's
said how
fat
much
as
Breeze
fuck.
is probably going to retire. And
So
Brady's
Breeze is
average at
Breeze is
best.
done because he's going into the NBC booth starting next year. It's a wrap for Breeze. Like we're done with
That
that.
was such an easy layup too. That he was basically admitting to like quitting after the season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
Jay
no.
Glazer
Yeah, but
like
did you see what he came out with after the game? He says, "Well, I'm going to take some time."
Yeah,
and
it's
yeah,
bullshit.
but everybody knows
basically he's gonna not throw a
Jay.
ball
I think
for a
Jay
month.
Glazer said he's retiring.
Yeah.
But no one has confirmed nor denied that. But you know how things are like this. No one's come out and said, no. Not one person has come out and said, I'm hearing rumblings like Breeze might take some time to think about it. He hasn't
No,
closed
he
the door
came
and
out
coming
and said
back.
that. He said he's going to take time
Right,
to think about it.
but nobody has said, like, no insider sources have said he's open to returning next year.
Not a single person.
Not a single one. Everyone is like, nope, he's retiring. He's
Guy,
retiring.
think
He's
about
retiring.
this. Drew Brees doesn't throw a football for 2 months, right?
Oh,
Picks up
hey,
the
Pat.
Picks up the football, throws it, and says, no, I'm done. Like, that
Yeah, he
literally
was-
could be what happens.
He has that now.
This was it for him. This was his
you
last
heal
chance.
a
They
little
blew
bit.
it. They blew it to a Bucks team that I don't think is very good, and I'll tip my hand a little bit here. I think they're going to get exposed next week in Green Bay, but
Which we're going to get to right now.
let's flip the script here. Let's talk about the other side of the coin and talk about it from a
Green
Bucks
Bay
standpoint.
Packers.
No, let's talk about the
Oh, okay,
Bucks.
go ahead.
Damn it, Jesus Christ, Keith,
Well, you
calm
said
down.
flip the script.
Yeah, and well, we just talked about the Saints. Now let's talk about the Bucks, the two teams that were involved in the same game.
Fuck the Bucks.
Okay, from the Bucks standpoint, as a Bucks fan, you've got to be beyond thrilled right now because, yeah, okay, let's state the obvious here. Brady did not play a great game. All right, we all watched. I can sit there with my own two eyes and see Brady was missing guys that were wide open. Brady was throwing dirt balls. The only difference is Brady took better care of the ball than Breeze did.
Kind of.
Kind of.
And what is Brady great at? And he's always been great at. He takes advantage of when you make mistakes. So when that team, when the Saints turned it over, whether it was Cook, whether it was Breeze, whoever it was, they always scored on that drive. It was a short field. They scored, and that was the fucking nail in the coffin for the
Think
Saints.
of the opening punt that went for a touchdown and got called back for a block in the back.
Yeah.
Difference
Oh
in-
my
Hey,
God! And that guy got knocked out. He was
got
killing
knocked-
it for the
he got
Saints.
knocked
How the
out.
fuck, can we just ask, can officials just swallow their whistle on punt returns? Or, just keep their hand in their
I
fucking...
mean, if it's something small like that, yes. keep your
there
hand
was
on-
barely a fucking block in the back.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna kill the most exciting play there is because fuck you. Like,
And then
dude,
the guy ran
let
one
it
more play
fucking
and it was
happen.
done.
Like, yo, it's so fucking
The
annoying.
playoffs have been horrible with officiating.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. I hope.
Oh,
and
but
then-
did you see there's going to be a female official in the Super Bowl?
I hope she's the lead ref at this point. Who cares? What? I mean, everybody else we have is terrible. Make her the fucking lead ref. I don't give
Well,
a
apparently
shit.
she's been terrible too, and she's been graded out as like one of the worst in the playoffs
Whatever.
so far. But they're putting her in the Super Bowl because
Well, she's been
2020.
the line judge most of the
something
time.
like that. Yeah, line judge. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And don't forget, we're going to get into the Mets GM story too.
Oh,
Yes, that was good.
I missed all of that Mets
that
GM story.
Brett Favre.
You're gonna have to provide picks.
I don't have picks.
Don't lie.
Darkness has he's got the info.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has the picks.
he was CC'd on the fucking text messages. How
How
do you
do
think
you
he
get
knew about it?
CC'd?
Ready?
Just add another
Hey, look,
person to the
that's right,
fucking
right,
send bar? Like,
It's not CC'd then.
I know.
no.
No.
So Brady looked average, but if you're the Bucks, you've got to be stoked on how that defense played because,
Yeah.
granted, you took advantage of a quarterback who was with a noodle arm who like made Peyton Manning in 2015
Yeah, you
look
stopped
like
the best running back in the league.
vintage Manning. Granted, they did it with because they knew there was zero threat of Breeze beating them. What was it? Devontae White was just everywhere.
Devin White.
Devin White. What did I say? Sorry, we were talking about.
Too many Devontaes.
Lamonte David is his
No, we were talking about the kid from the Saints that went out. His name is Devontae.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Harris or something.
Harris, yeah. Devin White was everywhere. You're absolutely
Everywhere.
right.
Played out of his fucking mind.
Lamonte David was on every other side of the play.
My favorite part of the whole thing though was Michael Pittman. Not Pitt. Was
Antoine Winfield.
Antoine
John
Winfield's
Winfield Jr.
son. Antoine Winfield Jr.
Rookie. Nasty.
When he came out after the game and he said, that was for my dad in 09, like bitches or whatever, like or made some grown men cry tonight. Felt good. That was for my dad
Yeah,
in
why
09.
did you not get that?
I didn't get that.
Bounty game.
Because of Bounty Gate.
Brett Favre, Saints.
Because
Bounty
Antoine
game
Winfield was on the Vikings.
with Brett Favre when Brett
Oh,
Favre got the
Favre.
shit beat out of him on Bounty game.
Oh, I never put two and two together.
Yeah, it was the whole Bounty Gate thing.
I was like, why? I'm like, I don't understand what they.
Yeah,
I
that
get it now.
Vikings
I
team
was
was
like-
poised.
I saw that and I was like, dogs.
Word up.
Like, I wanted the Broncos to draft him anyway. I was like, oh, please, can we get it? Because I loved his dad. His dad was one of my favorite
Dude, he's
corners.
been balling out all year.
He's another one that was like we failed to mention in that golden era of corners, like in the early mid 2000s, like mid 2000s.
I mean, he just retired like a year ago.
I know, he played forever.
No, he tried like 5 years ago.
It's been a minute now, yeah.
I'm just.
But and then the graphic that was
you
shown
let
during
me
the game.
exaggerate, You fuck.
No, shut up. The graphic they showed of Winfield and Brady playing against each other on opposite sides of the field in college, and then him retiring, and now Brady plays with his son. It's like, Jesus, dude. And I don't know. Like, I get Brady. I know,
Again,
21
Winfield just
years.
retired a couple of years ago, so like.
But he had a kid at like 19.
I was gonna say he probably had a kid when he was in high school.
Shit. That
Yeah.
kid grows up to be like an NFL
We
athlete.
talk about we talk about having a kid at 16 or 17 like it's some unheard of thing now.
I
I
know,
mean,
but
MTV
it's
has
weird.
series and series about it. So.
Teen Mom OG kid, what?
Please
So
stop.
yeah, so I mean the Bucks. You know what I was actually kind of happy about? Sue came out and played.
I did see that. Yeah,
He had himself a game
he did play well.
on Sunday,
He
and
basically
he
did
played
nothing
like
for years.
85% of the snaps.
But who on the Bucks defense didn't have themselves a game? That's I think the bigger question to ask because the Bucks defense was able to dominate the shit out of that lowly Saints
Yeah,
offense because Breeze
Murphy
was just like
Bunting picked off 2 picks.
Yep.
I mean, who had
Murphy
Who had the
Bunting.
third pick?
The
What?
linebacker.
Wasn't it White?
White?
It was
Oh yeah,
White.
that's right. Off that, yeah, it was White.
was off a tip, right?
Tip.
he cut the pass.
Oh,
yeah.
he undercut, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he undercut an out route against Alvin Kamara.
I
was it
really
not?
think, and when, we didn't talk about this enough
was a
last
cook.
week or
I don't
this week.
remember.
No, it was fucking Thomas.
We really didn't talk about this enough. Like, only it's been like once or twice in NFL history has a team beaten the other team 3 times in one season.
Yep.
No, it's the other way around. The team that wins, like usually when you go, I think it's when you go up against a team a third time, the team that's won the previous 2 almost never loses.
No, I thought that was the other
No,
way. I
it's
thought
the
it was
opposite.
opposite.
They
It's
never
the
win.
opposite. They never win.
I
no,
could have swore it was
it was
the other
only
way
like
around.
one or two
Maybe I'm
teams
mixing
have
it
gone
up.
3-0.
No, you're mixing it up.
Because the
Yeah.
last time this happened, I remember if I remember
Giants.
right. No, you said that last week, and no, that wasn't the Giants.
Are you sure?
It was the Ravens and the Steelers. Oh wait,
No, I'm talking about a different three-peat. Like it was the Cowboys and Giants, and they met in the playoffs, and then
07?
No, you're talking. It's got to be 90s.
I gotta look it up. God,
It's got to be the 90s Cowboys and Giants.
Right.
Like the early 90s
That's what I'm
Cowboys
saying.
and Giants. It's
The
gotta be.
last time it happened was definitely the last time I
the
remember it
Ravens
happening
and Steelers.
was the Ravens and Steelers in 2008 because the Ravens lost 3 times. It was Joe Flacco's rookie year, and they went up against the Steelers, and that was just like one of the great. Remember that was that game where like dudes were just getting knocked the fuck out, and you were like, ow, like this
Yep.
looks like a painful game
The
to play in.
ET. Ow.
Yeah.
The last team to go 0-3 against the team in 1 year was the 1999 Jags. They went 0-3 against the Tennessee Titans.
Against the Titans, okay.
And that was it.
Music City Miracle year.
No, the Ravens in 08.
Doesn't come up.
For 03? All right, whatever.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
So yeah, I
Continue.
mean, the Bucks obviously on offense will have to figure out a little more ways to score against the Packers coming up next week. I think the Saints defense was just on the field so much that they didn't have enough to the end just to keep it going.
And let's not forget too that the Buccaneers really insulted.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. The Steelers definitely three-peated.
Didn't come up. I
and
believe
on-
you. It's right there.
I'm trying to think. No, because the Colts and the Broncos weren't division games, but they were the first
Finish
teams to
your
beat. Anyway, go ahead.
What was it going?
The Bucks definitely have something. Put emphasis on
No,
something.
the Bucks
Spin on
definitely
something.
insulted the Packers the first
Put
time
the
they
right
played.
emphasis
yes.
on the right syllable.
So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers kind of got smoked that game, and we all took it as like, all right, that's more of
That was a
one-off.
fuck-off
It's a
game.
one-off.
And but
It clearly was.
the Buccaneers really like stuck it to them. They're like dancing on the sideline and celebrating, and they're like, "Oh, we're just ass whipping the Aaron Rodgers over here in the Packers." I think that whole Packers team has a huge chip on their shoulder facing this Bucks team, just like the Bucks team had a huge chip on their shoulder losing the first two games to the Saints. So I think you're going to see the Packers really blow the Bucks out of the water here, and I think it's that's kind of be like Rodgers is going to be like, you know what? Everyone's talking about Brady. Everyone's like, oh, combined we have 7 Super Bowls. It's like, fuck you, dude. Like, don't say that to insult me. Like, I'm Aaron Rodgers. I'm like one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. Don't insult me because I'm
'Cause he
playing
has 6
because
and
you
I
have
have
6
1.
and I have 1. Fuck you. You didn't know my history. You don't know who I played with. I think Rodgers. I think it's almost going to be impossible for me to see any team beating the Packers this year. I am that confident that no matter who they play, the Packers are just going to beat any of the remaining teams.
I agree. That's
I
why
mean,
I picked
I-
the Packers to win the Super Bowl. So that's that's where
Well,
I'm at
I
with
didn't
it.
to begin the year. I didn't pick the Packers to win the Super Bowl.
Well, I think you did, didn't you? Didn't you have it written down? It's written down.
No, it's not written down on that paper. We didn't. We
Mother.
first of all, don't judge me for that. We didn't write that down.
I thought we
We
did.
wrote down NFL.
We'll
Write
have
down
it. It's on the show. We'll find the post. But yeah, that's why I picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl, at least from the playoffs. I don't remember if it was if I picked them preseason or not. I probably did. It was either them or the Seahawks. I can't remember.
I
But
don't remember.
I'm with Sean on this one. I see Green Bay just rolling the Bucks on Sunday. Just straight up, like, this game's over. Fucking pack it in. It ain't happening.
I'd love to disagree, but I can't.
Sorry, Tommy. Like, it's over, bro. Like, that was cute. You did was adorable. You beat a 7-9 Redskins team, then you beat the noodle arm of Drew Brees. Real
I
fantastic.
mean,
but
Aaron Rodgers just beat a great Rams defense
the best defense in the league.
and made it look simple.
And not even made it look. I don't think it made it look simple because it was a little bit of a struggle. The Rams did get close there.
Doesn't matter.
But what the Rams have, what the Packers have, what the Packers have, that a lot of teams, other teams don't, is that ability to just throw it into high gear and be like, okay, fuck it. Like the Chiefs have that ability.
Why do they have that ability? Aaron Rodgers
Of course,
can just
but
sit
they
there
have
and be
the
like, "Look,
ability to say,
give me that extra half second.
fuck it, let's
And
go.
Adams.
What are you're looking at the paper smirking? I don't,
No, I don't want to interrupt it. Please continue your thoughts.
no, that was it. That was all I was saying. Just
Okay.
the Packers had the
No, but
ability
think
to
about
throw it
it.
in
Like,
high
Aaron
gear.
Rodgers is literally looking. If he can look at his offensive line and be like, all right, you've been giving me a second, 1.1 seconds to throw the ball. Get me to 1.5. Watch what I'll do for you. Just give me that extra.
I don't think
four tenths of a
the
second.
line's been bad at all.
No, they
The
haven't.
interior of that Green Bay line is phenomenal.
Rock solid.
Is Bakhtiari coming
Phenomenal.
back?
No,
Who
He's
cares?
done.
He's done for the
He
year.
did great.
But they
I know
held
did
up.
all right,
Listen,
but
if
look,
they could
the
hold
front
down
four, the
the
front four
Rams,
of the Bucks are good.
the front four of the
Aaron-
Bucks are good, but they're not Aaron Donald, and they're
Donald
not.
was fucked up, dude. He
I don't
couldn't,
care.
He couldn't give it a full go.
Yes, he
Oh,
did.
well.
I mean, he did, but
He
no,
didn't
he
feel-
only played third down specials.
He didn't feel a thing.
Man, you got a guy with
Yeah, of
no
course he
fingers.
didn't feel a thing.
Listen, if you think Ndamukong Suh
Stop.
and JPP are going to come out and they're going to be the guys that are going to
Rolly there.
Yeah, it is
derail
right there.
Aaron Rodgers, I got some really bad news for you. Like, it's just not going to happen. And Devontae Adams, A-Rod, they are going to shred this Bucks defense.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Man, I think Aaron Jones is gonna run the shit all over that team too. I mean,
No, he fucking does.
JPP has
Yeah,
two
because
nubs.
because the Bucks are actually going to have to respect the pass this game.
Yep.
They're actually going to have to say, shit, we can't load up to stop like we did in Alvin Kamara last week and just smother him.
Who-
We've actually going to respect A-Rod because he's going to beat the brakes off of us.
who
Aaron
on the
was
Bucks
odd.
can stop Devontae Adams?
Nobody.
They don't have anybody.
They're gonna double him the whole game with Winfield,
Winfield and
Jr.
who?
and Bunting,
And then the Lizard King is just going to explode.
and then you got Tanyan. He's been catching balls everywhere.
This guy catches like a 4-yard pass. He's like,
I love it though. I
screaming.
love it. He's like, "You can't tackle me!"
So,
He just did.
Nah, he ran out of bounds.
For 4
yeah.
yards.
but look, like the Buck story, it's really cute. It's adorable.
Green Bay's going to Tampa.
It's not happening, bro. Green Bay will be playing in Tom Brady's house for the Super Bowl.
All right, before we go into the AFC, I do have to read the list that we just found.
Okay. See,
'Cause we
it
get-
wasn't written down.
No. Nothing. You have one good prediction. You were right. Congratulations.
Yeah, sweet.
But
Cleveland.
Joey's predictions that I
Yeah, do it. Do it.
all right, I'm gonna start off with a good one. First
Broncos
of
are in the Super Bowl.
all, stop. No, that's
Every
not-
year, baby. 16-0.
Keith, Browns will have a better record than the Ravens.
Bingo.
This was on August 31st, 2020.
And you guys didn't think I said it back then. To all you motherfuckers watching out there, I
Friend,
said it.
friend of the show, Alex, said the Giants will win the division. He was
wasn't
He
far.
was really close.
He was close.
It's close. Not exactly how he drew it up.
Drew
but
it up.
He also
yeah.
he also said that Saquon and the Giants offensive line would be the best in the league, which that was a
Well,
huge lift there.
Saquon was
Listen, that
dead
died
by
in a
week 2,
week.
so yeah. Along with my fantasy football
Come on.
championship.
Come
hopes.
on. Sean.
Joey has 3 predictions on August 31st, 2020. 1, the Broncos are going to the playoffs and challenging the Chiefs for the division. Locke is going to be an MVP
Yes!
by week 15. And Leonard Fournette will sign with the Cardinals to fuck Cliff's wife.
All right, the first two. The first one, I didn't. You can't hold me responsible for getting railroaded by injuries. That shit happens. The second one kind of falls in that same bucket. Also railroaded by injuries.
Third one, injuries as well.
The
Third
third
one was Tom Brady going to Tampa.
The third one. Wait, no, I thought you said Leonard Fournette was going to go to Arizona.
Leonard Fournette to Arizona.
I know, and he
Yeah.
went to Tampa.
Right, but that one I still think could be the case. He just didn't sign with Arizona. He's still probably fucking his wife. Just saying.
All right.
I don't even know why that prediction was on there.
I
or
don't
where
know.
that
That
came
was
from.
great.
That's
I
really
feel like
funny.
I feel like Sean.
All I gotta say is,
I feel like Sean just made that one up.
everybody
He's like,
fucking
"Hmm."
laughed
I
when I
did
said
not.
the Browns were going to have a better record than the Ravens. And
I'm
everyone was
still-
like, what the
I'm
fuck?
still laughing.
And they did.
So let's talk about the Browns and
the-
that
and the
game
Quiffs.
and the Quiffs on Sunday. 774-992-8702. If you want to get in on this action, give us a call. Also, like and share if you haven't done so already. Please go ahead. We're trying to get ourselves to 1,000 likes on the page. We've got 1,000 followers, but not 1,000 likes for some weird reason. I thought you had to do both in order to do that, but I guess I was wrong. And then on top of that, if you go over to row1seat1.com, you will find some fantastic reading material. And stay tuned for much, much more. That being said, Browns Chiefs, guys. Chad Henne obviously comes in at the end of the game, and let's jump right to the end of the game. I want to kind of work backwards in this
Yeah,
one.
that's fine.
Let's jump right to the end of the game.
Okay.
4th and 1.
Anything's possible.
Chad Henne's under center. It's at the balls at their own 30, the Kansas City 35, their own 35. 1 first down, 1 yard, and you're on to the AFC Championship game for the 3rd consecutive year.
Can we back up one more play before that?
No, we're working
All right,
backwards.
working backwards. All right, fine. Whatever.
Chad Henne, like Tony Romo, I thought he was gonna like blow a fucking gasket. I thought he was gonna have an aneurysm because they actually snapped the fucking ball and they roll out and Chad Henne finds Tyreek Hill for 3 or 4 yards, stays in
It
bounds,
was a 1 yard
slides
catch
down,
and a
boom,
2 yard run.
done, game over. Kansas City Chiefs win. Browns gonna Brown, baby.
And
Like
Tyreek Hill literally sits on the Browns' chances of moving forward.
what?
Smart.
On what planet? I mean, seriously, on what planet are we living on where Andy Reid has the balls to go for that? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if that was Bill Belichick and the Patriots on the other side of the field,
You'd be like, all right.
0 chance they go for it.
No,
Well,
they
this
would-
year with
If that
Cam,
was
they would have went.
If that was the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills, or if that situation comes up again next week against Buffalo, let's say an identical situation presents
He
itself,
doesn't do it.
they're not doing it.
Nope.
He knew he could get away with it because it was the Cleveland fucking Browns. And not for nothing,
Well,
but when
look-
you play the Browns, you just expect them to self-destruct one way, shape, or
Well,
form.
we're going backwards. Look at the series the Browns had before they punted the ball to give the Chiefs that last
The
opportunity.
punt was the right call, though.
The punt. I'm not bitching about the punt. You got 7 yards total.
Yeah, that's true.
On that final drive.
The play calling was atrocious
Like,
for the
what
for
the
the,
fuck
for the
was that?
Browns.
I mean, I hate to say it, but just Baker Mayfield's just not very good.
What? Where was Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt had 0 touches in the first
The
half.
Browns needed more chunt.
Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb did nothing in the first
The
half.
combination of
I know,
Chubb
I
and
know.
But like they
Need
they
more
rode,
chunt.
they rode Chubb the whole first half, and he could get nothing out of him.
They rolled Joe.
They did. They rode him. And then all of a sudden, Kareem Hunt got a couple touches here
You
and
can
there, but it
ride
was
my
like,
Chubb.
well, apparently the Chubb went soft. I mean, what can I say?
It did.
You know, it was.
It's the Browns. It's the Browns being the Browns. And then if it wasn't for Mahomes going out, the Cleveland
Chiefs
Browns
rolled them.
the Cleveland Browns would never be in that game.
No,
Yeah,
they rolled
Mahomes
'em.
went out with what, 7 minutes to go in the third?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was early.
It was
and
like,
then, and then Henny never scored or even brought them in within scoring distance.
and he threw that awful interception.
Oh, on his first drive.
He threw it like
No,
20
no,
yards
no.
over everybody's head into the end zone.
No, no, not in the first drive. Towards the end of the game, he threw that awful
I
interception.
thought that was his first
No,
drive.
it was towards the end. It wasn't his first
It was the
drive.
one that set up the
Oh,
Browns.
That was the first drive he was throwing, actually.
Oh.
Because his first 2 drives was just handoff.
Well, it was the first drive that it was the
It was in the 4th.
it was the third to last drive of the game because it was the one they threw the interception, then Cleveland
Then the
got the
Browns
ball.
scored.
No, they punted. That was when they punted after the interception. Was it not? Was there
I
a
thought
drive
they-
in between
no, there
there
was a drive in between.
that I'm missing? But
Cleveland
like nothing
scored.
happened.
No, Cleveland scored. They got it to a 6-point
5
game,
point,
5-point game, and then that was when they
I
got
thought it was a 5-point game when he threw the pick, but maybe I missed
no, it wasn't.
maybe.
And then,
maybe
and
I'm
then they got the
misremembering.
ball back, and they couldn't move the ball.
Right. It doesn't-
When they had 3.5 minutes to go to score a
Right.
touchdown to win the game.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just remember thinking because I remember saying out loud when I was watching the game to my brother because we were watching it together, and Kansas City punted. Cleveland punted the ball back to Kansas City. My brother's like, "Why the fuck are they punting? There's like
'Cause you
4
have
minutes
Chad
and something."
Henne
in
as
it."
your quarterback.
And I'm like, "Dude, Chad Henne did just throw a pretty grotesque
yeah,
interception.
right.
Like it's Chad Henne. He's gonna be good for another one of those." And then
3rd and 15.
3rd and 15,
He runs for it. And I think
No, it
he
was 3rd and 18. Sorry.
15.
Was it?
it was 15.
and he got
And he got
14.75
And
yards.
bullshit. And they were like, "Oh, he went for the dive." I'm like, first of all, going for a dive does not mean you're eligibly down. If you go for a slide, you're down when you start
his,
the slide.
His elbow hit, and the ball was
and
behind the line.
I don't care. The
was
angle
touched.
was his elbow hit like right at the first down marker. They
No,
should've
it
his
was
just
before
elbow
down.
hit, but the ball was. It's
Yeah,
where
the
the
ball
ball
was
was.
back.
See,
it
I
was
hate,
behind
I
it.
hate that shit.
That's how it
Like
always
it
is.
seems like different games have different rules because
that's how
No,
other
that's-
games the guys would land on that and they'd be like, close enough, and they just wave
If
it
the
on.
ball's in that arm, yes, that's
you know
where
what?
it goes.
Honestly, Sean, if this was in midway through the first quarter,
would have been a first down.
yeah, they probably would have just left it a first down. And
That's what
nobody
I
would
mean.
take a look at it.
It was close enough.
Yeah,
and
but
they're like,
they called it 4th down on the field. They didn't call it.
They
First
did
down
mark
on
him
the field.
short. No, they marked him short
on the
They
field.
marked. They
and-
spotted the ball. They measured. He was short.
Yep.
So it was the.
You know,
the fact is, the thing is they got it right
Mm-hmm.
because he was touched down. Elbow hit the ground where the ball was. That's where
was
they
short.
spotted the ball, and he was short.
and I will give Joey credit. Tony Romo did have an aneurysm when he hiked
He
that
did.
ball. He hiked it.
Yeah,
and he
oh,
just
no, he
screamed
did.
it into the microphone.
Because everybody was just sitting there like they're just gonna call it, see if they get a jump.
Well, I
and
feel
then
like he
punt the
was.
ball.
He was riding the energy from the 3rd and 15 run
Mm-hmm.
because that's what Mahomes does. That's what you're like that. You don't expect that from Chad Henne. But was that not
But-
the single most Cleveland Browns way to lose a game of all time?
But how perfect was that play call by Andy Reid? He shifted. He ran a motion. The
Which
Browns
one?
shifted, and they were like, "Wow, we have the right side wide open. Okay, we're gonna fucking hike the ball."
Which one?
The last play of the game.
The 4th and 1?
Yeah.
We just got done talking about that.
I know,
We're
but that's
working
what,
backwards, remember?
No, I know, but I'm saying like you're like the Browns, but like that play call.
yeah,
was awesome.
that's what I'm saying.
Chad
Yeah.
Henne hiked the ball because he was talking about Tony Romo's fucking aneurysm.
Like I said, you can
But
get
the
away with
reason-
that when you play the
The reason
Cleveland
why
Browns.
he hiked the ball was because he saw he had Tyreek all by himself. It was like, all right, fool.
I don't know.
there
It
you
was just it was so weird that whole thing that happened, and none of the plays looked like anybody was going to snap it, which actually sold it even more.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone just kind of looking at each other like, and they just went
Yeah.
basically.
go.
Yeah.
Ah!
No, it was wild, but that was the single most Cleveland Browns way
To lose,
to ever
yeah.
lose a game. It's like, okay, like John Elway with the drive, Ernest Biner with the fumble, Chad Henne 4th and 1. Like
Chad Henne 3rd and 15.
there's your list of like Browns heartbreak playoff losses. Like if this had been the AFC Championship game, it would have been that much sweeter.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like another like, oh my God, Cleveland, you suck. You can't get out of your own fucking way ever for any reason. And I love it. Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Up, Pat.
Who, Joey, I have a few points, but who looks worse? Like, the fact that the Browns did so bad against the Chiefs, like, does it look worse on the Steelers for not beating the Browns since they had a crazy good record, or is it just the Browns being the Browns?
You want that?
Listen, I think the Steelers ran out of gas at the end of the year. Obviously, like,
Yeah.
they went like what 4-1 down, or 1-4 down the stretch.
How about
Yeah.
the Steelers just lost each other?
They
going
just,
down the
yeah,
stretch?
I think they got again, and we see this. It feels like we see this all the time. And I love Mike Tomlin and I love Big Ben, but I feel like this Steelers team consistently finds a way to come unglued as the season gets into these moments. Like losing to Jacksonville a couple of years ago, losing,
Not making the playoffs 3 years ago.
AB with the Facebook Live shit, like trying to start his brand. Like we're coming for that ass. Like, all that kind of shit, dude. Like they just seem like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a Tomlin thing. I don't know if it's a culture thing with just the players that they have there now. But they keep purging players. Players get changed out yearly, and the same shit kind of keeps happening.
Right. Yep.
So as good as Tomlin is as a coach, as much as I love him, I think I might have to put a lot of this blame squarely on his shoulders. That being said, to answer your question, listen, give the Browns credit.
I do.
They
did a good job.
They did a good job, but yeah, it does make the Steelers look pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, I've said it to myself. I said I think Tomlin's one of the best coaches in the NFL. Why? Because he can connect to millennials. What is his weakness? He can't fucking keep them in line. He can't keep anyone in line.
Yeah,
Right. What's his weakness? He wants to be a millennial.
But
I know.
Pat,
You call
Pat,
that's his weakness.
Pat.
Joey, it's true though. We can make jokes, but it's true. That's
You're not
his
wrong,
his
Pat.
weakness.
Pat, let's be real. Can you keep a millennial in line?
Yes.
No, I don't know. I don't
No, you
think so.
Of course you can.
It's like it's stupid Gronk in Tampa. Yeah.
It's impossible.
Oh, I know. We didn't even talk about. Well, we'll get into that after in a little bit. But no, I think the Steelers they have all sorts of issues going forward here. Like they don't know who their quarterback's going to be next year.
Big Ben's coming back.
That's not sold.
He's coming back.
Even if he does,
Maybe he wants to come back.
There's no way in hell.
He wanted back.
Listen, there's
that's
no
what I'm
way.
saying.
Look,
Thank
there's
you,
no
Pat.
way in hell
Thank you.
that Big
Guys,
Ben says,
he's
I want
old.
to come
He's-
back. Wait,
I'm
Pat,
fat too. I'm overweight too. I'm not calling
Dude,
myself
there's-
a skinny
listen,
guy, but
there's-
Big Ben's a big boy.
There's
He's
no way
old.
in hell that he says, I want one more year, and they say no.
Yeah,
There's
there
no
is.
way in hell.
Yeah, there is.
Nope, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Okay.
The ownership group in play there does not say no to
they
Ben
won't say no to
Roethlisberger.
Big Ben, but
They
they
won't.
should.
They'll give him his
Or
last year.
should they? I don't know. Was it Big Ben's fault?
Who else
was
do
it
they
Tomlin's
fucking
fault?
have?
It
What
wasn't
else
Big
do
Ben's
they
fault.
have?
Well,
Doesn't
that's the thing.
matter.
They're drafting in the fucking
But
mid-20s.
to Pat's point,
Yeah.
he's been banged up. He hasn't looked the same. He definitely slowed down as the year went on. Granted, you could make a case and say like,
It
all
was
right,
fucking drop city in
he's
Pittsburgh.
got Chase Claypool. He's got the kid there,
Deontay
Deontay Johnson,
Yep.
who dropped like 900 balls in
Even
the last
Eric
5
Ebron,
games.
one of the better tight ends at catching the ball, has dropped.
Nah,
ridiculous amount of
Ebron will
balls for him.
always drop a clutch pass.
A
always.
clutch pass.
Always.
But he dropped like 40 balls this
But
year.
to
let's be real.
again, to Pat's point though, Big Ben didn't really look the part either.
He had 500
Again,
yards passing.
But hold on. Yes, he did. But you're also getting a
5
30.
interceptions.
Listen, you're also getting a 30
He
year
had
old
5
quarterback.
interceptions. Wow.
Yeah.
He threw the ball 57 times.
No, it was 64.
Oh, see, look, I was undershooting.
Yeah.
64 fucking times. When in the history of any playoff game has a quarterback thrown more than 50 and you've won?
Jesus.
I think you'd have to go back to like Bledsoe Marino
Thank you.
or
It
Bledsoe
doesn't fucking happen.
Favre.
Culpepper.
Bledsoe Flutie.
What about
maybe.
Favre?
No, Bledsoe Culpepper with
Oh,
02.
yeah. Yeah, all right.
Bledsoe's first year in Buffalo.
What about when Brett Favre was with the Vikings? Didn't he throw it like 800 times? It felt like in like 2 games in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he
He
lost.
threw the
he
I know.
lost against the Saints.
Well, he won 1 game.
Yeah, but they blew out.
Yeah, but he
the,
didn't throw. He didn't throw 50 times in the first round.
Didn't
He
they?
might have.
They destroyed the Cowboys,
They
right?
destroyed them.
It wasn't Sean Lee. Oh, it was not Sean Lee. It was who was the white quarterback linebacker they had? They got all pissed off.
Sean Lee.
Sean
no, it
Lee.
was Pat. Fuck was his name?
Pat.
His first name was Pat. I want to say.
I know Sean Lee's was the.
No, Sean Lee wasn't there yet in 09.
I don't know.
It was way before 09.
Paul Posluszny?
No, what was the guy's name? He was Keith Brooking. That's what it was.
Keith
Brooking.
Brooking.
Remember he
Jesus.
went from Atlanta.
Well, he was
to the
Atlanta
Cowboys?
great.
I always put him. Yeah, Atlanta.
Right, but he was with. You remember he was like mouthing off to the Vikings in the sidelines because they threw it on like 4th and
Well,
1.
Pat,
and-
what else you got, bud?
anyway,
Oh, I'm gonna give
I know.
Joey a layup as a Patriots hater. Sean, I had a question for you. Are you worried about Deshaun? I don't know Deshaun Watson. If you guys are gonna cover this later, I'm sorry if I stole it early. But are you guys worried about Deshaun going to Dolphins or Jets?
Dude.
Should the Patriots be worried more that this Patriots is gonna get harder?
If he goes to the Jets, I don't worry. If he goes to the Dolphins, I am like fucking mad.
Yeah.
The Jets have a whole
Because
new
Flores is
regime.
actually smart.
Dude, the Jets are the goddamn Jets. The Jets don't commit
Yeah.
to anybody. The Jets change their whole organizational philosophy every 3 years. So they're going to give it to Robert Sally or Sallow, however you say his name right now.
Salah.
Yeah.
And then he's going to have one bad defensive season. They're going to be like, give me this guy right now. And they
Yeah.
just fire him
I mean, look,
randomly.
I think either job for Watson is actually desirable because the Jets have a lot of rookies.
Absolutely not.
They have a lot of young guys.
That is a horrible Jets team.
That's a horrible Jets team. I think him to
Is it a
Dolphins
better
is
team
scary.
than the fucking Houston
Scary.
Texans? Yes. It's a better
Marginally.
team than the fucking Houston
Marginally, if
Texans.
at
I
all.
could argue no.
At least you have
Well, the
younger
Texans
guys that
get
can come
Tua.
up and grow with you.
Maybe. One.
2.
Who's two?
Yeah, but they got
Kareem
rid of Jamal Adams.
and
they got rid of
Mims.
what's his name, the defensive
Don't use my
tackle
names
last
again.
year. They got rid of.
They got rid of everybody.
The Jets have been
Yeah,
purging.
So, I mean, I think obviously Miami is the smarter move for
Le'Veon
Watson.
Bell's going
Yeah.
all Pablo Sandoval with it, and he's just like, I'm just gonna eat my way out of town.
And he went to the Chiefs and he was like, yes, I shed 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And he did nothing there,
And he
too.
did nothing.
He's
Well, they
doing
had
nothing.
Allaire until, week 16.
Then they're back to Damian Williams again.
Well, Allaire can't go.
And then, I don't know, I really worry about him going to Miami because, one, he wants to go to Miami.
Somebody told Le'Veon Bell, they're like, you're going to back up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's like, did somebody say Eclair? All right, I'm going to Kansas
Yeah,
City.
right?
Yo, you got subs in the sideline, coach?
Andy Reid's like,
Yo,
you got cheeseburgers.
Andy- Deactivated.
Andy Reid's just like, Le'Veon, let me tell you something.
Best cheeseburgers ever.
I got one word for you. Barbecue.
Yeah, right?
I would be very nervous if he went to Miami. And it seems like that's where he wants to go. Like, he's constantly talking about Miami. He made a comment about no sales tax. Like, he doesn't get taxed because of the
income tax.
no income tax, thank you. So, he seems like he's really like...
Well, how about he saw, like, an old man, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and a shit bum
But
Tua?
what if,
Make a
and hear
team
me out
pretty
on this,
decent.
what if the Jaguars decide, you know what?
Wow.
We'd rather have Deshaun Watson than Sunshine.
I don't think they do that because
Wow.
they get Sunshine on the cheap.
Yes,
But it's
but
a
you're
proven
getting a
commodity.
more proven commodity. Sunshine, look, as much as I think Sunshine's going to be great,
You never know.
You never
You
know.
have the number 1 draft pick.
Remember,
you take
we all
Sunshine.
remember
No,
when remember when Sam Bradford and Matt Stafford came out and everybody was like,
Oh Jesus.
"Oh, they're like, don't take Matt Stafford. He's injury prone. This Sam Bradford guy, he's rock solid, man. He never gets hurt and he's not an injury risk."
Ooh,
Well,
he's hot, all right.
oh boy, did they get that one fucking
Well, I
wrong.
mean, to Sam Bradford's credit, my boy's made some killer money in his life on doing
Facts,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
I know.
My boy's like
and
a
they-
$200 million
you
man
know,
and $200 million man. And
I'll
it's just
take the
like,
I'll take the proven commodity. 10,
See, I
10
don't know. What's
11 out of
Watson
10
at right
times
now?
because
Watson's at $40 million a year.
I would still take it over Sunshine because look, dude, like you go back, look at all the times
I don't know.
that how many times we say this every single year in the draft. Teams miss on quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Every year, two-thirds of the
But-
team, 2/3 of the league needs a quarterback
All
right now.
You're going to get Sunshine that every fucking person in the NFL right now is drooling like, oh my God, I need to get to
Yeah, but everybody was drooling over Ryan Leaf too. They all drooled over Vince Young and Matt Leinart, and Jay Cutler ended up being
Keith,
the best one of that draft
what's
class.
what's the upside? Let me go with this. I would, if that scenario unfolded and I was the Jacksonville Jaguars and I had the chance to take Sunshine or Watson, I would say give me Watson. The
Man,
only
that's smart though.
the only reason I say give me Watson is because you already know you're hoping Sunshine becomes Watson's level. Like
Yeah.
how much more
Yeah.
like do you think
true.
Sunshine's going to take like 2-3 years and then become Aaron Rodgers and then they would exceed
Yeah.
Watson's capabilities?
Now, and keep in mind too, this is a Jacksonville Jaguars team that signed Nick Foles 2 years ago, thinking that they were going to have a shot at a Super Bowl with Nick Foles because they thought they were a quarterback
and then,
away.
And then Bouye's gone, Campbell's gone, Ngakwe's
Right,
gone.
but I'm just saying this is a
Ramsey's
team
gone.
that had
I
a
mean,
roster 2 years ago.
2
that-
years ago, Watson goes to the Jags. They're the best team in the fucking league.
No, I disagree.
Now,
But what I'm saying is this is a team that has some players on it that they think they can win
they're
with,
young.
but they need a quarterback
They're young.
because they don't have the quarterback. I mean, look at last year when fucking what's his
Minshew
name,
went down.
Gardner Minshew. They were kind of getting on a little roll there, and then he got hurt, and that was the end of that. And then it was like, well,
A little
fuck
roll.
it.
They went like 1-5. with
Well,
Minshew.
he was playing well. Like he was. I'm sorry,
so good.
he went on a roll.
The defense is terrible.
Right, but I'm just saying this is a team that feels like they can get into it if they have a quarterback. They can get in the at least get in the mix and build around. I would much prefer to build around Deshaun Watson. Almost said Foster, versus
you usually
drafting Sunshine and hoping.
But all right,
Yeah.
so now you got to think about it GM way. Sunshine cost you $4 million.
No, he does not.
What does he cost you?
No, he's going
He's
to
going to
cost
cost
you way
like
more
$12
than
million.
No, I thought it goes
12, 15, something
Yeah,
like that.
the first round
first-
pick, you get a good amount of money still.
I know, but
The first 5
but it
picks are still
increases
big-
as
pretty
the,
big money.
as the years go on.
Yeah,
so
so-
your first round is only like a $8 million salary cap hit.
I'll double
Okay,
check later.
yeah.
But
Sure, let's go with 8. Let's say
Sure.
that's safe.
I'm pretty
Let's
sure
just
it's
call it.
8
Let's make
first
it for round number. Say call it 10.
year. Okay.
Because
fine.
I'm 99.9% certain
that
the
is
number
a
one overall is
$30
not
million
making less than $10 million,
difference,
regardless of
right?
the position.
$30 million difference that you could spend in 3 different areas on your team.
Yeah,
Right,
but see, you're
To
incorrect.
help-
You're
wait,
incorrect on
hold
Watson
on.
right now. Next
To
year it's only
help-
going to cost $15 million to keep Watson, and then the next 2 years are restructurable. You're not thinking
No,
about that.
He's getting $40 million a year.
The next year, because if the Texans were to trade him, I'm telling you for a fact, I know
Okay,
this.
so what-
He gets
so the
$15 million next
Texans
year.
Get what?
The Texans have to eat the salary cap they already gave him
Right.
from the signing
Well, they
bonus.
have to, they
Which
have
is
to-
why
Really?
the compensation is going to be so high.
The Texans eat the bonus.
Texans eat the bonus, so
any,
next
any
year,
bonus is eaten by the
next
Texans,
year
but the salary's
he
not.
only gets $15 million in salary, and then the 2 years after that are 30, I think 38 and 39. But those are restructurable years.
I think you have it backwards. I think he
I'm
gets.
I am anal
I
retentive
thought he
about
got
Watson right now.
25 in salary and 15 in bonus.
No, I'm fairly certain Sean's right on this one
Nope.
because the
Trust me.
Texans.
I
That's
thought you were
why the
backwards.
Texans
I'm
are going to
being
be
anal.
looking for like 3 first-round picks
Yeah.
I'd do it.
because they're going to eat a shit ton of that money.
I'd do it right now. 3
I have
first-round
them
picks.
getting Tua and Devontae. I don't know what his name is. Devontae Smith, the Alabama guy, number 3. I don't know. I'm talking on my ass, but I have them drafting the hot wide receiver at 3 and getting Tua from the Dolphins. That's just my opinion.
That's it.
Oh no, from the Texans.
Deshaun
more
Watson?
picks too. More picks too. But that's
No,
like
but
I think the main
they'd
thing
give
will
up
be.
Tua. They'd give up the number 3 pick
which
from
is-
the
you're assuming.
Raider. No, from the
From themselves.
From themselves. Yeah,
Texans,
the
yeah.
Tunsil deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get that
Yeah.
So
third
they
pick
get
back.
their
back.
pick back.
They'll
and
get
then
their
they
pick back
Tua
plus
and 2
Tua.
additional future picks.
and all it costs you is money. If I'm the Texans, that's a no-brainer.
It's a great deal for the
If,
Texans.
if I'm the Dolphins, though, I'm balking at that because
Are
I'm going,
you though? You already
no.
have a team in place. You got wide
Joey,
receivers that he could gel
that's a
with.
Watson though, Joey. Brian's a good coach. You
Yeah.
can not hate the Patriots.
Oh
and
no
admit that Brian's a
I
good
think
fucking
B-Flow's
coach.
great. I love what the Dolphins are doing, but I'm
Yeah.
almost
Easy,
to the
Tony,
point where like
easy.
it's kind of tough because it's gonna take 3 first-round picks. It's gonna take Miami's the 3rd overall plus Miami's pick, whatever their original pick was gonna be,
In the 20s.
plus next year's first-round
First round.
pick, plus Tua, and maybe
And then even set a 4th round pick in next
and
year's
maybe
draft.
even more than that. That
Yeah.
is a lot of draft capital to give up.
Yeah.
Where you've got a guy in Tua who, okay, he might not be Deshaun Watson right now,
But he could get there.
but he could get there. I
Never thought of that.
I think it.
You just love
Yeah.
Tua, Joey. That's why. So it's hard for you.
He's the
No.
pineapple prince, dude. But it just makes sense from an economic standpoint. If you're a team and you're building a team and you're building a roster, you don't go look. If the Dolphins were 1 player away from the Super Bowl, sure,
not.
yeah, you mortgage the farm and you go win that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But I
they're
don't
Is
not.
that
think
what you were
they're
gonna say?
I don't think they're
Sean
one-
was ready to pop a lid.
I don't think they're 1 player away. I think even with Deshaun Watson, I still don't think they're a Super Bowl caliber team. I still don't think
Yeah.
they're beating Kansas City. I don't even know if they're going to beat like a Tennessee
bite
or a
his tongue
Baltimore.
off.
No.
Joey stole my whole goddamn argument. I've had
That's what I do. I
He's
call
been
it. I
sitting
thought
here.
you
He's
Sorry.
like, ah!
No, I've had so many Watson conversations, and Watson makes sense for literally about 2 or 3 teams. Everyone loves the Miami narrative right now because 1, he talks about Miami. 2, he seems to want to just be going to Miami in all of his trade discussions, but it doesn't financially make sense for the Dolphins. So the Dolphins don't have a lot of cap room to begin with. So now you're going to trade away all your future assets to get Watson, and now what? Like, you're not, like Joey just said, and what I was thinking the whole time is you're not that 1 player away. You don't have this all-star team around him.
See?
He basically goes to the Texans and says, look at the Texans. The Texans have some good players around him on offense. They're not great.
Meh.
I mean, they have Brandon Cooks and they had Will Fuller when he's not hurt or not suspended. But I'm just telling you exactly. But you're gonna go to the
Kiki
Miami.
Kuti.
You're gonna go to the Dolphins. Have the same exact problem. Who's
No,
the
you're
number
not.
1 guy?
Devontae Parker.
Wow.
He's been great the past 2 years.
Wow.
With an
What's
old man
great?
Fitzpatrick and fucking Tua throwing him.
Don't give me that. I can do the same shit with Brandon Cooks. Oh, he's been great over the last 3 years, putting up crazy numbers all over the place. I'm just telling you,
wasn't.
if he goes there, he doesn't become that magic pill that the Dolphins need to get over the hump.
See,
He
I
becomes
think it's the
an
opposite.
extra.
What was the Dolphins this year?
What do you mean? What were the Dolphins
What
this
were
year?
the Dolphins this year?
Were they 9-7?
10-6.
Were they 10-6?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, 10-6. Go ahead.
Yeah, 10-6.
I am.
Right? They lost out on percentages because of the Ravens.
Sure.
Okay. What were the Dolphins this year? The Dolphins were a good defensive team that could run the ball and get some quick yardage on the pass.
Okay.
Right? They couldn't keep the throttle down because they didn't believe in Tua to throw the long ball,
Okay.
and Fitzpatrick couldn't throw the long ball.
Okay.
You replace that with Watson.
Okay.
For one, it changes the dynamic of the team. Defenses have to react to the long ball because you can throw it.
You can't keep that same team from last year already, though. So you don't know if that
Why
team
can't you keep that same team?
because that same team might not fit with the salary cap structure for next year. Because
Most
you're
of
going
the
to lose.
guys were signed through
But
next year.
yeah, but you're going to have to lose that $25 million for next year, and the Dolphins might be up against it. So let's say you had to make an important defensive salary cap structure. Like this is the economics of it
Oh,
because
I know,
there's
but
so
I'm not
many
trying to get into
factors.
fucking equity. You're talking about one player away.
Sean,
I
they
say he is that one
the
fucking
cap
player
can
away.
always be messed. I'm not thinking the words, but the cap can always be messed with. I'm sure if they wanted to mess with the cap, well, I forget what Belichick says.
There's
He's
always
more
a fucking
sophisticated
way.
word than I am, but they can always kind of mess around with the cap.
There's some dude that's like, a maybe guy, and they're like, look, you want to stay here? We're restructuring. You don't want to
Some
be here? Get the
accountant
fuck
can
out of
mess
here.
around with the cap.
I don't think if
My
the
point
Dolphins
is-
if the Dolphins have to give up 3 first-round picks and Tua,
I think more than that.
I don't. And if it's more than that, I don't think it's smart for the Dolphins to do
Listen,
that because
3
then the Dolphins
first-round-
could go backwards.
3 first-round picks in Tua, I do it because Watson is the guy that makes a difference for that team. They make the playoffs with Watson. They don't make the playoffs without him.
But
What?
they almost made the playoffs without Watson. They were
Almost
like
only
literally.
counts
Joey.
where? Horseshoes
Right,
and
but they
hand
were-
grenades,
but-
Joe. I
but
mean,
they
we
were-
just talked about this.
But you don't give up 3 first-round picks and the potential future of your franchise for a guy that's only going to get you like what's the difference between Watson and Tua right now? 11-5 versus 10-6.
I'd say 12.
That's a
and
good
4.
point.
That's not worth 3 first-round picks.
Tua wasn't there. It was Fitzpatrick.
Right, but but what I'm saying is, yeah, Fitzmagic was there and Tua was there. There was a combination of both, but that's a good roster. And if you want to continue
Case
building
in
that
point, it's a
good
good
roster,
roster.
right? But you don't
You put
give
Deshaun
up 3
there, and it's a
first-round
fucking
picks.
better roster.
I'm glad, Pat. Thank you, and Pat, we'll let you go if you got to get off the phone, dude. I know you've been.
No,
sitting there
I
just
enjoy
listening.
it. I'm happy to talk
no,
to you
no.
guys.
Feel free to stay on. But if we start
Yeah,
talking,
no, I
and you,
love talking to you guys at weekend of football. That's what I look forward to it.
yeah, no. I was just to say, if you got to go, you don't
No,
have to say
no,
bye.
it's-
Just
No, he's
just-
going to watch
I'm
us
good.
anyway, so he's just
No,
in
no,
the
no.
fucking mix, Joey. Keep it going.
I'm just saying.
Irish
Tuesday
goodbye.
night, like,
But
I'm
I
gonna
just
throw
don't want.
it-
I'm telling you, I don't want him to feel bad if he's just going to hang up the phone. Like you don't have to say
No, no,
bye
no,
and be
no.
like, I got to go. Just
No, man.
hang up and go do what you got to do.
Oh, he's going to go
But
already.
the thing is you don't give up 3 first-round picks to go from 10-6 to 11-5. You don't do that.
Okay, now let me put out this scenario. Say it's
The Nets and
the
Harden,
first
they
round
give
from
a
the
shitload
Texans
for
this year
Daniel
that you got.
Jones this year.
So say it's the first round from the Texans, so the 3 overall, right?
Yeah.
And your first
Number-
round this year, number
whatever
22,
20, whatever it
the
is.
hell
Yeah,
was,
say
right?
21-22.
But now
Fine.
it's not next year's first round; it's the year after.
2022. 2023, I'm sorry.
Okay, now
That's
Yeah,
3
there's
first-round
still
picks.
3 first-round.
yeah,
Still
but in
first-round pick.
2022 you still have a first round pick, which is from the
But why?
Texans,
But if
I
I'm the
believe.
Texans, why would I do that? Because I'm a rebuilding team. I don't want to pick 2 years from now. I want to pick 2 this year and 1 next year.
Because
I want
that's
those picks
why.
quick.
Because that's the best deal I'm going to give you, and if you really want to move this guy, that's what you're going to have to fucking do.
Right, but no one's going to do that, and that's why I don't think he's going to go for that much if he does get moved from Houston.
I mean, the thing that sucks
Now-
for Houston is he wants to go, and
I-
everybody fucking knows he wants to go.
Yeah,
right,
it seems
but
like it.
there's been plenty of guys that have wanted to go, and everybody knew they wanted to go, and then didn't go. But what I will say is this:
Pulls a James Harden fat suit.
the bidding war is what's going to be fucking impressive. Is going to be what's fascinating
Yeah.
I
about
don't think
this.
it's going to be
Big.
as many teams invested as you think.
I don't think it. And for that reason, that's why I don't think it's going to be as many picks and as much capital as people think. Like,
So what if
I could
it's
see
Tua? What if it's Tua in this year's draft?
If
Tua
it's-
in just this year's draft.
this year and two.
Jesus, I would be so upset.
This year in Tua.
That
So
would-
that's 2 first round picks and Tua, and then a 4th next year.
But
I'd be
if,
so
I'm,
upset.
if I'm Miami, though, I'm really not trying to part ways with that 20th overall or whatever 21st overall pick.
If it's just those
Joey,
2 picks and a quarterback
Joey,
you're
who
not going
would
to
you
use
take
anyway.
if you're Mr. Joey Fast, general manager of the Miami Dolphins? Who do you take at 3 instead of trading?
Honestly, I have no idea at this point.
Okay.
If you have a quarterback,
I haven't on.
you're going to
Pat,
take the
I
fucking kid that just won the Heisman
haven't
out of
even
Alabama?
haven't even fucking looked. Yeah, it probably. I mean, I don't know what their needs are. I know they
can't
got.
wait for your guys draft night show.
They got
Oh,
hot.
Sean
That
Sean's
show's
going
gonna
to
be
need
so
3
fun.
energy
They
drinks.
got what's it? Xavier Howard. He's
What you mean?
was
We're
awesome.
going to be there.
yeah.
Fuck the
Yeah.
show.
But no, honestly, I don't even know.
Canceled.
Who do you even go with? I mean, you take the best impact player available. If that's that,
Yeah,
if it's
okay,
the receiver
true.
from
Gonna be the wide
Alabama,
receiver. Like, you got to figure
You take
Lawrence
him
is
if
going
it's-
1, Wilson's going 2.
right? So
Okay.
you've got the best non-quarterback that you can
It's the
get
wide
in the
receiver.
draft.
Yeah.
Or that tackle out of Alabama that's
go-
fucking massive.
Right? Do you go offensive
He's
tackle?
supposed to go
I
to
don't know.
Bengals to protect Joe. But yeah, maybe the Dolphins take him.
But I just think it's. I think Watson is. Listen, I think it's going to start small, and if Watson does get moved, I really think when push comes to shove, I think teams are going to box in the Texans, and the Texans aren't going to get what they feel like they should have for Deshaun
I
Watson.
just had a
Oh,
ridiculous
Joey's so
dude.
right.
Hold on.
Joey's so right because the trade value is so low. It's
Wait.
lower because Watson hates the Texans.
Hold on.
Right. The
Yeah,
te-
that's what I
he
was
just
just
not
saying.
show
That's what I
up.
was just saying.
he'll just not show up
Dude,
or he'll hold out
I
or
just had a fucking epiphany.
because also hold on, let me finish this
Go ahead.
thought.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Say they don't move Watson before the draft.
Yep.
Now you get to after the draft and Watson says, "Fuck you, I'm not leaving." Now what? Now you don't know. Now right now we know Miami can give you 2 firsts this year and a first. You can get 3 firsts in
Yeah.
Tua right now.
Yep.
Do you roll the dice and say, "All right, well we'll take
We'll pick our 3.
a first, a third, and Tua"?
Yeah.
Or do you roll the dice and wait till after the draft and then Watson says, "I'm not showing up to OTAs. I'm not showing up to training camp. Trade me."
They
Then
have
his-
no picks.
Now his value
Nothing.
plummets because now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So the ball is really not in the Houston Texans court right now.
No, it's not. It's not.
Unless they call Deshaun Watson's bluff and they can hit him financially where like really badly and it goes kind of but it won't.
Well, it can
It
because he
won't go
already signed.
Le'Veon. It won't go Le'Veon Bell status because he's not a running back. But the
Well, they
market,
can hit him. He's already signed.
but
so
right,
they
but the
can hit him.
market will always be there for Deshaun, a 24-year-old quarterback
All right.
who can throw
Oh,
for
God.
4,000
It's
yards and 30
24
touchdowns.
now, yeah.
Hold on. Epiphany.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We just talked about a team that was eliminated by the Green Bay Packers that does not want a Jared Goff. Jared Goff is
Yeah.
under contract. Who's to say the Rams don't swoon in with a Goff deal to the Texans?
Can't do it.
But why would you, if you're the Texans, why
Can't
would?
afford it.
Goff's a lesser contract than
What do the
Watson.
Rams have to offer? Because
Exactly.
you're gonna have to offer more than Jared Goff. That's the thing.
You would, but
Because
if you're
look-
already going to move on from Goff,
Look at
what's,
it,
what's
but-
it matter giving up a
but
first
be-
or
be-
2 firsts with Goff? If you
because the Rams are only going to be able to pay Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and all those like stud defensive players they have for so long. They're going to have to start replenishing
locked
that.
up.
Not from 2 or 3 more years tops. Ramsey, I think,
Donald's got 3 years left. Ramsey just signed
Well,
a 4-year
Goff makes a
deal.
lot of money too, Joey.
Goff makes a
He's
shit
an
ton of
idiot, but
money.
he
So
makes a
that's
lot
what
of
I'm
money.
saying.
But
the
if you're the
doesn't hurt the Rams as much as it hurts the Dolphins.
the swap doesn't. But if you're the Texans, you're going to want more. What are the
they'll
Rams
give
going to
them
offer
more.
you? The Rams can only. What are they going to do? Give it their first round pick for the next 4 years? No. If I'm the Texans right now, I'm looking at Deshaun Watson, more so J.J. Watt as a tradable commodity, but Deshaun
Oh,
Watson as
shit.
well, because I'm looking at it saying, we lost DeAndre Hopkins, and we got nothing for him. We lost Jadeveon Clowney. We got nothing
Yeah.
for him. Those are 2 first-round picks, extremely talented players that went out the door, and we got nothing in return. We have no draft capital. We have no talent. So if I'm the new GM that's coming in, Nick Casario, I am sitting there
need
looking at
capital.
this going, we need draft capital. So if I'm going to move
Yeah.
players, I'm going to need shit. That's why I think the Rams wouldn't make any sense. Because, yeah, you get the quarterback, great. Now you get Jared Goff, and he's just a fledgling. He's a decent quarterback on a shit
Bro,
roster.
you got David Johnson
shit
in the
roster.
backfield.
You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't
6 and
work
10.
either. It doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I like where your head's at, but no, that the Rams don't make any sense.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Miami. Maybe I'm just a rumor whore, but I do think it'll be Miami. I don't know if I just do. I don't think it's going to be the Broncos or it ain't going to be the Patriots. He's not
What about the
coming here
Raiders?
to this military
Raiders got a lot of
setup.
stock.
He's going to go to Miami.
Do they?
The Raiders have all kinds of picks.
No, Pat, I
Wow.
agree.
They
Think
used
of
a
all
lot
the
of
think of all the moves the Raiders did to get first-round picks. They have like
They
4
used a lot of
first-round picks.
Yeah, they used like all of them.
Yeah, the Raiders don't
That
have
was
They
last
that.
year.
still they have
Okay.
1 this year, 2 next year.
No, I think they used. I think they got rid of those. I think they had. I
No,
think they
I
were
don't think so.
all last year's. Like they were 3 last
No,
years.
they had 2 picks last year in the first, but then I believe they still have 2 this year and 2 next year. That deal they did with the Bears was mind-boggling for Khalil Mack. That was 3 first-round draft picks.
I can't remember.
The
what
Amari
that- I
Cooper
can't
deal with the
remember.
Cowboy was another first-round draft pick.
Yeah, I can't remember all of them. That was like way too much.
I'm pretty sure they have 2 coming up, and then they have 1 or 2 next year.
Okay, can I throw you guys a curveball?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I know how to do it. I apologize. Joey should buff my nerves for saying this. But is Urban Meyer going to fail just like John Gruden hasn't failed, but he was obviously a hot name. Do you guys think Urban Meyer may be a hot name more than his talent?
Totally.
I think
He doesn't
Urban
have
Meyer.
any,
I
but
think
that's a
Urban
random
Meyer
question.
has a better chance because he's going to get a college quarterback right off the rip.
Okay.
Yeah, but then he's also
He's got a dude. They're all young
Trevor's
guys,
Trevor's coming from a different system to go play in an Urban Meyer system.
So,
but they have
it's a lot of
Sharks
shit.
young, Chenault's young. They
But-
got a young
Yeah.
squad around them as well.
funny you should say that, Sean, about Urban Meyer's system because Urban Meyer's not calling plays in Jacksonville.
Nope.
Oh,
Urban Meyer
shit.
is there to be more of a
Personnel.
culture guy,
He's a personnel
a
Okay.
coordinator.
leader.
Good
So
point, Joey.
that right there in itself kind of,
Who's the defensive coordinator?
I don't know yet.
he
I
hasn't
don't.
picked one
He wasn't
yet.
picked. I
Watch
don't
it
know.
be fucking Chan Gailey or some shit.
Dude,
But I'm just
Would
saying-
you doubt
I
it?
hate veteran
No.
coaches.
It's.
North Turner?
Ex-coaches.
I think Urban Meyer is going to look a lot. He's going to be a less successful Nick Saban in the NFL. How's that?
That's bad.
Wow.
I don't know.
Jeez, yeah.
I don't think
know.
it's because I don't think he's. I've never seen him coach in the pros. I don't know if he can coach
See,
in the
I
pros.
think because
He's
the
never
team,
coached the pros at any level.
but
listen, I think the team that he's going to is the right fit for him.
Okay.
but what makes you say that though?
It's a younger squad of talent. It's guys that are freshly 2 years
Right,
removed
but there's
from
plenty
college.
of younger squads.
Yeah,
It's-
but no, but
And because
think
the
about
fans just don't care.
it. Right, so he can
there
take
is minimal pressure. You get
he,
that.
dude,
yeah.
but he could take a
not
younger
New York.
younger group of guys and relate to them more because he's used to the college game than he would with a team of veterans.
Right, but we said the same thing about Nick Saban, and that didn't work at all.
The Dolphins weren't that young when
Yes,
Saban
they
took over.
were.
If you ever want to go laugh,
They effed up at quarterback.
But
so
you got to remember
badly,
though, like,
Joey.
but define a
Dante
young team.
Culpepper.
Like you're going to have 50% of your roster is going to be under the league average, and 50% is going to be over. It's just the way the NFL works. It's not about whether or not they get young guys because young guys are only young for what, a year or two, and then they grow up. Now they're
Yeah.
NFL players, so who
they
cares?
grow up.
Like it doesn't matter. Like
boy
that aspect to me doesn't really make a difference. But what I'm looking at is Urban Meyer. Is he going to be a disciplinarian? Is he going to be a hard charger? Is he going to be one of these guys that's like Bruce Arians and says fuck it? You know what I mean? Like we'll get to him in a second, Sean. Don't worry. I see you rolling your eyes. Don't give yourself a concussion. But what is going to be? How is he going to relate to these
Honestly,
guys?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say the same thing I said about a lot of these big time college coaches
Yep.
that come into the pros. It's going to be a failure.
I think he's gonna be better than
Wow.
Chip Kelly though.
Right. We've seen with Jim Kelly, Harbaugh.
Chip
Like,
Kelly
Harbaugh was the
terrible.
most successful one
Definitely.
by far. And he even was like, as soon as the going got tough, he was like, fuck this, I'm out.
I think Chip Kelly was probably the
Yeah.
biggest disaster.
Oh,
With the
I
Eagles,
thought
that
Jim
was
was going to
terrible.
freaking Jets. I thought Jets would be wicked good after getting Jim Harbaugh. but
yeah, he's up
He's
there.
there
He's
this year.
definitely
Chip Kelly
up
was
there.
bad.
I mean, the old ball coach is pretty bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chip sucked. That's a bad
No, but
thing.
Chip-
Chip came in
Chip
sucked.
Chip
took
was
that. He took
bad,
that organization.
bad,
He was like, "Yeah, all right. So you're the Eagles now. We're gonna strip it. You're now the Seagulls." Like,
I
it
know
was
Lane.
terrible.
I know Lane Kiffin's not known as like a college coach, but he's a pretty bad college
Yeah.
coach too. But anyway,
Yeah, he
but
sucks.
Pat, thanks for the call, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm very happy to talk to you guys. You guys have a good night. I'll be listening.
Way to
Later,
pros.
dude.
Hey, Pat, do me a favor. Make sure you like and share the show, okay?
Oh, I share every week. I never fail. I always share.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks, Pat.
way to be-
Hey,
Thanks,
have a
buddy.
good night, my friends. I'll be listening.
Thanks,
Yeah,
brother.
buddy.
774-992-8702. That's the phone number. Give us a call
Sean still
if
doesn't
you
know it.
want to. Just to wrap up, this Deshaun Watson thing, because again, this is one of the things we wanted to get into tonight, and I'm glad Pat brought it up. The bidding war, I think, is going to be phenomenal for this because it's going to be fascinating.
Well, the next
because,
month and a half is gonna be.
the next like
2 months.
three
What's
to
the draft's what? March what?
It's like April.
No,
I think
April's
now.
the
Oh, it's
draft.
the first weekend in April, right?
But free agency starts March, whatever.
it's 2 weeks after the Super Bowl.
No,
No, that's way
no,
too
that,
soon.
the Super Bowl, the combine isn't until the end of February,
No,
Free agency starts after the
and then free
combine.
agency
yeah,
after the
yeah,
combine. Free agency is usually
I
like
don't
the
know why I was thinking the Super
first
Bowl
or
was late
second
this
week of
year.
March, depending on.
Combine was just canceled, by the way, like last.
Yeah, it's
like,
virtual. We were talking about that earlier. It's going to be the combine is now going to be on college days, the pro days at college. That's what
Awful.
they're going to be the combine, and then it's all virtual interviews.
Awful, 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 awful.
I haven't had an awful in a long time.
But no, the next couple of weeks
You
are going
pour
to be.
cream in your bro? What do you mean?
Yeah, I like
The next couple of weeks are going to be fun because it's going to be all this is just leverage posturing right
Yeah.
now. You know, it's Watson's camp versus the Texans, and they're going to be fielding offers. Now the Texans still haven't even acknowledged that they're open to
For trade, yeah,
trading Deshaun Watson. So all this could be for naught. But when you have a guy that says I was at a 2, now I'm at a 10 in terms of displeasure with the franchise, and he's
Now,
not.
what if they look at him and say, "Hey, who do you want to coach you?"
They did already.
No, they it doesn't matter because he. So the reason why
He was
he
pissed
wants
off
out,
about not being contacted about the GM.
kind of, but not really. The reason why he's pissed off, supposedly, I heard this on. I want to say it was the Pat McAfee show, that the president of football operations, the guy that hires the GM, I can't think of his name.
Was it Easterby?
Yes, Easterby.
Oh fucking
So
hell!
Easterby and
Mr. Jesus.
Casario have the same agent,
And they're close friends.
and they're very close friends. And Deshaun Watson wanted to be heard on who he wanted as the GM and the head coach because apparently Watson wanted Bieniemy, and he wanted to have at least some, he wanted to be acknowledged or asked because not even asked like his opinion on who they should hire, but he didn't like the fact that
They didn't
Easterby
even bring him to
hired
the
his
table.
boy who has the same agent, and he's like, it just feels like it's this. There's a
It's
atmosphere.
a clubhouse type of deal.
Exactly, and he's
Let's
one.
go shoot some golf.
It's the good old boys, and he's not one of them.
Yeah.
And he doesn't feel like they're committed to winning. They're just there to hire their friends. Like that's one of the.
Yeah, the country club aspect.
It's one of the
yeah.
like the rumors I heard that was really
Might
why
not
he was
be wrong.
really why he was upset. It wasn't the fact that he wasn't consulted. I take that back. He wasn't. It's not that he wasn't consulted about the coach. Like he did have his preferences for coach, which is Bieniemy,
Who's
allegedly.
coach? Who's the coach?
Nobody right now.
Exactly.
Right now, nobody. I think Bieniemy's interviewing with the Texans. I think it's
Yeah, but he has to wait.
Yeah, but
Right.
aren't they going to interview McDaniels?
Who cares?
if they hire McDaniels, well, then Deshaun Watson will be like,
I'm out.
he'll be jettisoned to like fucking all of a sudden you like let's see I don't know, fucking Minnesota, here you go, throw me a 6th round pick, he's yours. Like, and when everybody's sitting there going, what the
Still
fuck
so
just
scorned
happened?
about it? You're still so scorned about it.
What the fuck was he thinking?
So scorned.
You get rid of Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall on the second highest
You
scoring
knew what I was
offense
talking
in the
about,
league.
right? All right, good.
The year after and then you go and you give me fucking Kyle fucking Orton.
He loves Kyle Orton.
Are you
It was the moustache.
Kyle Orton?
It was the moustache. You love the moustache.
Who? Ooh.
Kyle fucking Orton. That's who John. Anyway, but that's apparently why Watson is really truly upset, because he doesn't like what's going on in Houston. And there's also rumblings that a lot of players in Houston have Deshaun Watson's back in terms of wanting out.
Now, I mean, we talked about it last week, too, with the J.J. Watt aspect of it. J.J. Watt kind of called out Deshaun Watson without calling out Deshaun Watson.
And it's been rumored that the Texans will give J.J. Watt if he asks for an official release or trade, they will honor it.
Well,
Of course they
kinda
will.
have to.
They don't want an aging defensive end on their roster anymore. That's exactly J.J. Watt is exactly the kind of guy that Caceres should be looking to move right yesterday.
Yeah.
From the day he got hired, that's who he should be looking to
Sean's
move.
like, you could bring him up to New England.
I ain't
take
got
that.
nobody. I'll take
J.J.
anybody.
Watt
Take
was
those 12
fucking
sacks a year.
Bill Belichick loves J.J. Watt.
We're gonna-
loves
We're
him.
gonna put you at safety. J.J. Watt's like, what the fuck?
Now, here's your new nose tackle.
And then J.J. Watt goes out and plays safety. He's like, 10 interceptions.
You see him backpedaling.
The sad part is if he played safety, he probably would have 10 picks.
probably
with
kill
him.
Hey, honest to
He'd be like,
God,
I've never done this before, but I'm going to learn.
Could you imagine J.J. Watt as a middle linebacker?
Is J.J. Watt the John Cena of the NFL?
yes.
Yes!
Like,
Dude.
every time he gets the interception.
I would love it.
If J.J. Watt just came out in jorts and just started doing this all the time,
Everyone would be like, oh, that's John Cena.
I'd be like, fucking awesome,
Like, have
bro.
you ever seen John Cena and J.J. Watt in the room
Listen,
at the same
listen,
time?
I will
Nope.
make this bet. If J.J. Watt comes to the Patriots and he plays even a single snap at safety, Joey will be all about it. And Joey's like, I might just buy a J.J. Watt Patriots jersey right now. He's wearing 30.
Especially if he gets a pick.
He's wearing like number 37 or some shit like that. He's not even a defensive lineman anymore. He's
What
a
did I
defensive back.
say?
So he
What,
took
what was
Rocky Harrison's
what was the wager I made that I said I would buy a Patriots jersey?
If Belichick
Took the award.
took the Medal of Freedom,
Oh, the Medal of Freedom Award from Trump, right?
You're like,
right,
I'm
right.
gonna go buy a Belichick jersey.
I would have rocked I would have gotten a custom number 45 Belichick. I'd have been gangsta.
Or instead of numbers, you just put his dog that sits on the
So-
desk like this.
I was just going to say he'll buy a shirt of the dog.
I'll get an undershirt with the
With
dog.
Belichick in the background like this with a beer.
All right, let's
So we
move it
talked
along.
Browns Chiefs.
What were we? Yeah, we talked Browns Chiefs. We talked Deshaun Watson trade, which is great. One thing I will say about this too, and again, and this goes back to the Bucks and the Saints real quick. Why I think the Bucks are fucked on Sunday. We'll get to that after.
Can we talk about Sean's favorite quarterback?
Wait, hold on. Let's talk real quick before we
Roll your
move
eyes at me,
completely
boy.
off of Chiefs and Browns. The fumble out of the end zone rule.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my
yes,
God.
yes, yes, yes.
The worst rule in sports rears its ugly head yet again. Here we go. Like, oh, here it comes. And again, it's the most Browns thing to ever happen because the Browns get fucked
What
by
about the
it.
Browns?
And
It
that's
was helmet to helmet.
Oh my God, dude. If I hear one more person be like, yeah, with the helmet, here, he shouldn't have been fouled. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking TV off. Go eat a fucking steak, you crying, whiny, vegan, crossfitting little fucking pussy. Shut the fuck up. I am so sick and fucking tired of people talking about that. That shit irked the fuck out of me. Even helmet to helmet. It's the rule.
First
Dude, get the
things first.
fuck out of here. That's fucking called football.
First things first, Higgins had no reason to try to die for that touchdown. None.
I disagree because in football, you're coached to get every inch that you
Yeah,
can
that's great. He was diving from the end zone
until
from the
you
5.
get to the last inch, and then they're like, "Hold
There
up,
was no
don't
way,
get that inch."
There was no
Pull
way
that
he
shit
was
in.
going to make that.
All he had to do was touch the tip onto the white.
Yeah, instead he touched the tip of a fucking helmet and his ball went flying.
I can't. I was gonna throw the microphone like I did the football, but
Yeet.
no, I'm not gonna do that.
No, but I mean, he would have been on the 1 yard line. The one. You got
Right.
Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. It's
And
the
then all of a
1 yard
sudden,
line.
Baker Mayfield throws an interception in the end zone, and
I just said Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Nick Chubb. Kareem
you're
Hunt.
you. I mean, I know
I'm sorry, there's no Pete Carroll here.
he's not there
He's
anymore.
not Fred Kitchens, and there's no Pete Carroll on the side.
I
He's
know
like,
there's no
we got
Fred
Marshawn Lynch.
Kitchens.
Let's throw the ball.
But okay, but Baker Mayfield fumbles the fucking snap and doesn't, or bobbles the
Guess what? He fumbled it into the end zone. You lost the ball anyway. I mean,
So
If you're Higgins,
that rule.
okay, that rule. What the fuck is with this rule?
it's awful.
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll be visited
Oh, it will.
this offseason because it's been talked about before and nobody can really come up with a better alternative. And it's like, okay, so basically the idea is like there's 2 places on the field as an offense that you really can't fumble. You can fumble anywhere else
Except inside the 5 of either.
Except
either
in your
side.
own end zone or going into the other team's end zone.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. I think, and this is just my compromise, if you fumble out of the end zone and it should be a touchback for the other team, if there's no clear recovery and you just fumble it out of the end zone, you take it back at the 30.
Damn! Imagine you're at the 5, you fumble it, and you have to go back 25 yards.
No, it's only
That
if
would
it's
suck.
only if you fumble into the end zone, or at least bring it back to the 20.
Right,
like
but
it's a
it's
touchback for yourself.
I'd still rather get it at the 30, replay
lose the ball.
and replay the down. Like you still or lose
So
it down.
You have,
Could
to,
be
you,
either.
you have to lose the down.
You'd have to lose the down.
You lose the down, you go back. Okay, put it at the 25 then. You
no,
go,
do it at 20, like a touchback. Put it
all
at
right,
the
all
20,
right, all right,
lost it
fine,
down.
perfect.
25.
Touch bet at the 20. You go. Oh yeah, touchbacks to the 25
25
now. So
Even
you
on
go.
a punt,
Not a punt.
that's what a touchback would be, so it's the 20. You kick.
He's talking about on kickoffs.
I'm not
talking
talking kickoffs. A touchback is a punt. It hits the end zone, you go to the 20.
No, I think all touchbacks.
No, it's
are
all
25.
25.
Yeah, 25.
Oh, I just said punt. You said, well, we're not talking punts.
Yeah,
Well, I was
25.
like,
25.
why would
no,
you punt?
Shh, 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 shh. You guys are throwing me all off here. A touchback's to the 25. So you take it. You lose the down. You go back to the 25. I think that's a pretty fair compromise. It's better than. Look,
You lose the ball, they get the ball back, and you're fucked.
how am I going to put? I don't necessarily hate the rule the way it is. Okay, I don't know that it's as bad as some people make it. Like it is the worst rule in the game,
I
except
mean,
for
it only comes up a certain amount of times. though.
targeting, helmet to helmet. You know, I can
How
actually.
many times we've talked about this rule since we've been on it?
I take like
Maybe
twice.
once or twice.
Austin
Like,
Safarian Jenkins.
It's all Patriots games
Safarian
besides this one.
Jenkins, yeah,
against the
that one was
Patriots.
really bad.
It's all Patriots games.
Yeah, I mean,
The Jets and Patriots with Jenkins.
Belichick.
That was bad.
Fumble out the end zone.
Yeah, for real.
but I take it back. It's not the worst rule in the NFL. Some people think it is.
Targeting.
Targeting, helmet to
Roughing the
helmet, roughing
passer.
the passer.
What,
I can think of
You mean
tons of.
Florio?
Yeah, basically, like you fucking
He has mental breakdowns. Like, is he coming? He's becoming like, massively senile.
Dude, he has Trump derangement syndrome. That's it. That's
No,
all it is.
I'm just saying, like, even like his
He goes
posts
on like
are
these.
Crazy.
He'll go on these like rants on Twitter, and he's like, "Guns are evil, and we need to take them all off of the streets, and no one should own guns." And it's like, okay, Mike, like I follow you for
and
football
there's some
information.
guy who's just
Thanks.
like the guy's like, this has something to do with Mahomes. Like, and you'll always see comments like that. And he's like, you don't like it, get the fuck off the page. It's like the guy's like,
he's very salty these days.
he is.
Very salty.
something must have happened in his personal life. Like his wife must have left him. Or
I
something.
don't know. Remember that time incarcerated
going
Bob just fucking bodied him for like 3 years? It was great.
He still does it.
Yeah, I know. Incarcerated Bob is still one of my heroes. But anyway,
Back on topic.
stupid rule. Stupid rule. Not the worst rule in my book, but it's a stupid rule.
Definitely up there.
I don't hate it the way it is. I don't love it. I think it could be better. I think the compromise, because you've got people that are so far out, like, fuck this rule.
It needs to be right back to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, no, like you just lost a fumble, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but you lost the fumble. Like, you should be penalized
But
for
to the
that.
same point, if I fumble it out of bounds on the 5, it stays at the 5.
Right, but that's at the 5, not out of the end
so
zone.
The compromise, like you said, 25-yard line.
I think the 25-yard line, lost it down. You get the ball, so at least you're still.
At least you're
worst
still
case
on the
scenario,
offensive side of the fucking field.
Like
and
unless
you have a chance at a field goal worst.
unless it's fourth down, it remains fourth down. Like
So the good part about that rule is Joey's taken away any kind of possible gray area / cheating. So what's to prevent a quarterback from dropping back, rolling the ball on the ground in the end zone, and hoping like his player jumps on top of it for a touchdown? You know what I mean? Like if you gotta roll it to the corner like with a pine cone, with a fucking cone is, and the guy
Well,
just
it'd
happens
have
to
to be
jump
a
on it.
fumble.
Hold on. First things first. If he rolls the ball forward,
That's an incomplete pass.
no. If he rolls it behind the line of scrimmage, that is a live football.
Right.
So any person could pick that up and run.
But
with
I
it.
mean, I'm trying to think.
So
of,
if you're gonna try to fucking bowl it into the corner, any defensive person is just gonna be like, "Oh, hot potato."
you never know, though. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
But, like, think about
I'm
it.
not saying it becomes a regular
Fucking
play.
Tony Saragusa is like, "Oh my god!"
Well, I'm saying if he throws it to like the corner, like I'm trying to say, like I'm trying to take out the gray area.
Sean's trying to bowl into the corner of the end zone and have one.
I
of
mean,
his
have you ever
players
tried to
scoop it up.
bowl a football?
It wobbles.
Rogers can do it.
It's oblong. It's not exactly.
Rogers would fucking spin it sideways and it would go
Listen, he
like a
would
fucking
have-
UFO.
English.
The only way that it's not an incomplete pass is if he literally does roll it.
Listen,
But
I'm
then it's
just
considered a
I'm
fumble.
trying to
Hey,
say
fuck off, Sean.
stop for 1 second. I'm trying to get the gray area out of the rule, which always seems to happen at least once a year, in which the rule is made and then all of a sudden something weird happens and it's like, oh, they should have accounted for this. You know what I
But
mean?
you can't account for every idiot scenario. Like that's okay.
But that's the
We
problem.
get
They're
it.
trying to.
Right, and they're letting perfect become the enemy of good in the NFL, and that's why the product has gone to
Blade
such shit.
of grass
And that's
on a
why,
replay.
again, fuck your COVID. Like TV viewership was down this year. People couldn't go to games. You had
And your TV
80,000
was
people, minus 80,000 people in stadiums every single week for the entire regular season, pretty much across the country, and your TV ratings were still down.
Dude,
What
everyone
does
just
that
didn't-
tell you?
though, everyone in the world just stopped caring about a lot of shit.
Well, I think it's because politics is kind of taken
The hot
center
topic.
stage, and like politics is now the biggest sport in our country,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because we're all in it, and we're one giant stadium, and we're one side or the other.
Which, I mean, remember, politics was the thing that nobody talked about.
Right? I remember. I
like,
missed.
hush.
I missed those
Like, you never
days.
talk religion, you never talk politics.
Well, it's because
Quiet about it.
the invention of social media allowed every idiot with a keyboard to have a fucking soapbox and
This
act
is
like
true. This is true.
they know
and
know
everybody's
things.
Mr. Right.
Yeah,
I
right.
am Mr. Right.
You're like, did you see this article on Oh my God, did you see that guy on CNN?
Oh, Jesus.
Talking about the lights lit up around the Lincoln Memorial on the reflecting pool, and he's like, those lights are like an extension of Joe Biden's arms embracing America, and I'm like, I wanted to fucking puke in my mouth. I'm
Who
like,
comes up with that?
who the oh god damn it, it just fucking
How do you know that wasn't
the next 4
How do you
years.
know that wasn't God's hands being like, Lincoln, we're gonna take you away.
Like the
You don't deserve this.
look, you can love or hate Trump. I don't really care. Like if you
Yeah,
if
it's
you
a
don't
moot
like him, you
point
don't
at
like
this
him.
point.
I don't give a shit.
Mook point.
But the thing I hate most about politics is the way the media treats it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ball bathing that Joe Biden is going to get for the next 4 years. Like the toughest question Joe Biden got asked on the campaign trail was, "Hey Joe, what kind of ice cream? What flavor ice cream you got?" Like that was
Hey,
it.
ready? Vanilla.
Yeah. No, he's like, no, it was we call this.
But I got sprinkles.
Yeah. Like what the fuck? Like that. Meanwhile, like Trump goes up there and they're asking him like questions about shit that is made up and never even happened, and they're just like making shit up on the fly. Like whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyhow, back to football. Let's get
The Buffalo Bills.
no. This rule.
Oh,
so,
damn it.
are we in
I always
agreement
forget
then? Is that a fair rule?
I mean, I like that better than the fucking touchback opposite fucking.
because
ball
at
thing.
least if I'm the team that fumbles out of the end zone, at least I get to retain possession and maybe kick a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, it acts like if you fumbled out of bounds on the 5.
Now, who's on the competition committee now? Is it still Rich McKay? Is it still Jeff Fisher?
I
That-
believe
it's
so.
still-
Yeah, I don't think
They're
it's
never going to go for that. They
No,
don't. They don't like
it-
strange rules.
No,
Jeff
it's-
Fisher's gonna be like, bro, I got a 500 record because of shit like this, so we're gonna leave it like that.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not going to change it. Trust me. I've heard many sources say, "Yup, it sucks. Yup, we do this every year." No, it's not getting changed. Don't
Yep.
worry.
Look how fast the
They-
PI calls, like the PI.
They
reviews.
revisited it a couple years ago, and they talked about it during the off-season meetings and the owners' meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. They were just like, no. The devil you know, devil you don't.
Yeah, stay with the one that we've been doing.
And I get it. I don't want everybody I don't want every single time there's a shit call in the playoffs. Like we run to the owners' meetings to start reinventing the wheel, like we did a couple years ago.
Oh, my
after
God.
everybody overreacted to the Saints Rams game with the pass interference thing,
I mean, that wasn't
and they
bad.
made pass interference a challengeable call. What'd that last? A year?
It lasted a year.
One season, right?
season.
And we said it on this show when that rule was changed. This is stupid. It's not going to last. Why are you doing this? Oh, to placate the Saints fans. Like that was all it was. It was just a placation of fans and be like, well, we'll try it out.
and
It was
What
fucking
we
stupid.
say? What is it going to lead the door to? every penalty being reviewed.
Oh, that was holding
No.
on that play.
It didn't.
No, it didn't.
But like that was the fear.
End of game, it's like launch this bitch to the end zone, and then hopefully all those guys go up. Someone grabs you by accident, challenge, and now you have the ball in the 1 with 1 second to go. Like
Oh,
that,
no seconds. It went on time down. Yeah.
that happened like once or twice. Of course, the Ravens had to benefit from the rule at least once because piece of shit.
Because the Ravens benefit from every rule. The Ravens, the Steelers, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Chiefs, now that they got Mahomes. But I digest.
Every night.
Every day. 774-992-8702, row1seat1.com. 30 minutes ago. We've got 90 minutes in the books already, guys. That was a fast 90 minutes.
Is
We haven't
it?
even talked about Sean's favorite quarterback
Dude,
yet.
fuck off.
And
with
we
that
haven't
dude.
we haven't even gotten to the Bills and the Ravens
Winning
yet.
their first
So
fucking playoff game.
let's
Talk
get
Ravens first.
No.
let's talk about the Ravens because we had a few people
No.
calling because
What do you
all right,
mean
so
no?
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Every
spend
fucking press was like, Lamar Jack, big trust.
we're gonna spend the next 12 minutes on the Bills, the Ravens, and then we've got an article that was written on row1seat1.com about LeBron and Brady that we want to get to because I think the author brings up a very, very interesting take. Will the Ravens ever win a Super Bowl with Lamar at quarterback? I mean, I know what the answer is in this room. It's a resounding no.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you are the Ravens and you've got Lamar as your quarterback?
Okay.
What can you possibly do to make that team good enough to win a Super Bowl, despite the fact that you run division a AA college offense?
You gotta beef the fuck up out of that offensive line. You gotta get some like all-star.
Oh, he thick.
You gotta get some
Yeah.
all pros at all 5 of those positions, and just hope that your team can just outrun the shit out of the other team.
I'm gonna go a different route
Okay.
because Lamar Jackson could run away from anybody he wants to. So
Exactly.
if the line sucks, he could just I'm gonna do a circle and see you later. You need wide receiver talent. You need it. You need it. You got a guy that can actually throw a ball hard. Like he's got a rocket of an arm. Granted, he's not that fucking accurate, but he's got a rocket of an arm.
And only in the pocket. He's actually not. Someone
He's
showed the
not
statistic.
accurate on the run.
He's not accurate on the
He's
run
not
or out of the
outside
pocket.
Absolutely not. And everybody was like,
Shocking.
"Oh, you just get him on the move and he's going to hurt you." No.
No.
When he gets on the move, he's going to run because he can't throw on the move.
Yes.
But to further that point, you have a bunch of. Mark Andrews is his best weapon, right? Hollywood
Tight end,
Brown,
yep.
Hollywood Brown is nothing but a post guy.
He's a midget.
But he's a post and a deep threat.
He's
That's
a
it.
midget.
He can't do anything else. The screen game's gone with him. Willie Snead's your best wide receiver.
He's old.
Think about that.
Mhm.
The guy the Saints were like, nah, you trash. What, like 8 years ago? No, it's been more than that.
It's a couple.
No, he was there with Joe Flacco.
Oh, whatever.
Who?
Snead. Snead's been with Baltimore for a few years now. It's been like 4 years.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I know
So,
he's been
but
around for a
whatever.
bit.
So
It doesn't
his
matter.
best wide receiver is Willie Snead.
What about Dez?
I love Dez. Just the fact that he caught a touchdown this year for the Ravens fucking
In the playoffs, he
It
got
ble-
2.
it
One in the
blessed my-
regular
it-
season, one in the playoffs.
it blessed my heart.
Call me fat again.
Again, you're okay. It's not Willie Snead. It's Des Bryant. It's been out of
Dez-
football for
Dez
fucking
comes out-
2
Dez-
years.
That's a joke.
Would have
Dez-
had at Chili's.
Des comes out.
He has no
He
Achilles.
comes out of his post game press conference. Hey, remember that time in Green Bay when I caught it?
Yo, hey, for real. He's like, well, I caught it.
He's
this
like
time,
that.
bitch.
He's like that dude in Philadelphia. He's like, we out here catching babies.
Unlike Aguilar,
Agarrah.
which tore it up for the Raiders this year. How you like that, Philly? But if you
Philly.
give Lamar somebody that can break off the line and
Man,
get open,
where is Carson
or somebody
Wentz
that can
gonna
run
go?
more than just one route, they might be a little better. Yeah, everybody always
Okay,
wants
so they
line,
don't- but they don't
But they
have a-
need a wide receiver. They need a wide
Who?
receiver.
Who?
I don't fucking.
But again,
Yeah, Julio Jones.
who the
he
fu-
fucking hates Atlanta.
but
He fucking hates it.
you're talking about a quarterback that's not fantastic throwing the ball.
Well, like we just said, in the pocket, he's better than he is anywhere else. Still
But you're
not
talking about
great.
getting him somebody that's okay. So you're taking a guy whose strength is not to I don't
His
think
strength is to run.
I don't think a receiver would be the right answer. That's like
but look at Lamar.
that's like getting a Honda Civic with a B16 and you're like, yeah, this thing's fast. Now we're gonna throw a parachute on it because we need to stop faster. It's like, no, your drum brakes will do just fine. Like,
No,
don't
but what I'm
worry.
saying is, think about Lamar. He drops
Sure,
back.
you're gonna stop faster
He's
with a parachute,
he's
but
a
you're not,
two-read guy. He drops back. Main read, no. Second read, no. I'm running. Those guys don't get open in a second.
I think you're giving him a lot more credit than he deserves. It's 2 reads and he's running. I think it's more like a read and a
No,
half.
he looks at Hollywood. He looks at Andrews. He runs the ball. I mean,
And don't get me wrong, dude. He's electric. He's
He can run.
Michael Vick 2.0.
No, Michael Vick was much better
He's
than
much
him.
better.
He's a more efficient runner in terms of
He's a better runner than Michael Vick.
But
yardage.
Michael Vick was a better
and-
quarterback.
but no, Really? I don't know, man. I think people overrate the shit out of Michael Vick as a quarterback. Dude, what do you
Michael
have,
Vick in Philly was fucking great.
No. I'm talking just
No.
just Arizona.
He had like two.
Arizona.
He had like
Atlanta.
He had that one good game against the Redskins where you fucking went ape shit and hit
with
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Jackson.
Sean, Jesus Christ.
He
Sean
said
Fox.
Watson. He said
said
Watson.
Watson.
and
Oh my
I said
God.
Foster because it fucked with me.
Yeah.
Yo, too many guys have too many
Deshaun.
names.
Too many goddamn Deshaun's in this league.
Yeah, go ahead.
He had that like
Jackson.
one game that everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's MVP," and I'm like, "Easy,
They
bro."
went 13-3 that year. They were
No,
pretty
they
fucking
didn't.
good.
They did not
Oh,
go
no, it was
13-3.
11-5.
They went 10 and
11-5.
6, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I thought he had an 11-5 year with fucking Philly.
I don't think
I
so.
think it was 10 and
And
6.
then the very next year they were like 9-7.
All I know is they
Shit.
lost to the Packers in the divisional
Yes,
in
they
the wild card
did.
round.
Yes,
Who
they
the Packers
did.
were 10 and 6. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think Philly was 11-5 that year.
They could have been, but who
I
cares?
really think they were. But go ahead.
I'm just saying, everybody was like, "Oh my God, Michael Vick's MVP." I'm like, dude, he had one good game. Like, calm the fuck down. I think he threw like 20 touchdowns that year. He might have rushed for like 6 or something like that.
Actually, yeah, but he only threw like 2 picks. Like he had a
Oh
fucking.
no, he had a
he had
good.
an insane year.
He probably had the best year of his career.
Absolutely, 100%.
Throwing the ball.
100%.
But I don't think people. I think people overrate Michael Vick as a passer. Anyway, that being said, Lamar Jackson as a runner. Vick had like way cooler like highlight
Juke
reel
moves,
runs.
yeah.
He was like, "What that?" Like you're like, "Holy shit!"
He was like, "Watch this. See a joystick?"
He was like,
"That's me."
He was like Dante Hall and Josh Cribbs and like Barry Sanders had like a little like love child, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Wow, 3 people, 1
I know. I
child.
was gonna say, damn, that's a triangle of love right
Menage.
there. You ever
Orgy
been to
child.
Paris?
Monica.
One night in Paris with Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Why do you keep bringing that? Who keeps talking about Paris? Why does that keep coming up today? Anyway,
I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody else. Was that you that brought that up before the show?
Yes.
Okay. All right. He's on a thing. Sorry. I thought it was.
We'll talk
before you
about
got
it
here.
off air.
Yeah, I thought it was before you got here.
It was while
Um,
we were playing pool.
Oh, we got to get the fucking Mets thing in too.
I know. Well, can we please talk about his favorite quarterback too?
Okay.
Why?
So the Ravens will never win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson, right? Right.
Key,
Okay.
yes.
Done. The Buffalo Bills, on the other hand, have a very good chance of winning a Super Bowl
This year.
with Josh Allen. Here
Right
we
now.
go.
Buffalo.
Da-da-da-da. Here we go.
Nope.
Da-
I just want to look at Sean and like how
Buffalo's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go.
how many times did I text that dude? I was like, Devon, get the table.
Sean is like beyond livid right now.
Oh,
Like, he's just
I
biting his,
am.
look at him. He's just biting
I
his
am.
You know,
mouth.
what, you know what the crazy thing is though with when it comes to the Bills, and people keep saying this, and they're like, "Oh, but the Bills looked like shit against the Ravens. The Bills looked like shit against the Colts." Need we remind people that the Ravens and the Colts were both very good football teams this year?
Yes.
The Colts
Who said they
defense.
look like shit against the Ravens?
You.
I heard people talking about it like,
Hold on. The person sitting to my right.
I said they both look like shit. I said that whole game was shit.
I rest
That's not
my
really fucking.
case.
That doesn't fucking count. I said they both look like shit.
It's not just you; it's other people too.
Everybody, all the
but-
Bills struggled
no.
so bad for these 2
People are-
wins.
people are
You're
trying to-
definitely on that fucking. Don't try to
Dude,
play
no.
it off now like
People
you're
trying to
trying
First of all,
discount
fuck
the
off.
shit.
I say Josh Allen fucking is trash.
People are trying to discount the shit out of the Bills wins because they looked like shit against the Ravens, the Colts, bro. All right, the Colts.
We're talking about 2 teams
We're talking
that were
about, you know-
10-plus win teams that made the fucking playoffs, that were all in the hunt on their division.
We talked about the Rams having the best defense in the league last.
The Colts had a fucking great defense this year.
Overall in the season, the Colts were better.
Yeah.
I mean, they might not have been statistically better, but they were a better team.
Well, points per game and all that crap. Yes.
I don't even know if they were,
Look,
but
the Rams were just the flashy, like, oh,
the
look at
Rams
all these
caught
shiny
fire
toys.
at the end,
Yeah.
and that was all fine and well. And Jalen Ramsey locked down everybody who
Darnold.
played.
I mean, like,
But dude, Darius Leonard, DeForest Buckner, like that defense was fucking insane this year for the Colts. That was a really good team, and Josh Allen went and beat that team, and that was a great win for them. People are like, oh, they looked like shit against the Colts, dude. The Colts were fucking good. I don't know what everybody was sleeping on about the Colts this year.
No, we didn't sleep on the Colts. At
I
all.
didn't. You didn't.
We were all pissed off
you
at the Colts.
Nah, you
I said
didn't.
the Colts had a good defense.
No, you didn't
Listen,
sleep on
I
them.
was
You
pissed
were.
off the Colts drew the Bills because I was like, well, that sucks. Now I can't root for the Colts no more.
I was rooting for the Colts the whole game.
Of
I was
course
like,
you fucking were.
I wanted either Buffalo or Indy in the Super Bowl, and I was immediately
I'm all
one
for
of them was
KC.
gone. So
I'm dressing.
Such
I'm painting my face like a fucking
piece
Indian.
of shit.
I'm gonna
I can't wait till Saturday.
Saturday when you get to my house on Saturday.
Triangle fucking me and Joe. Me and Joe are gonna look at Sean like, hey, how you doing? Spinning back fist right into a triangle joke. Like,
And then,
And
and
dick
then,
flip.
And then I'm like just standing in the kitchen. I'm like, what are you guys doing over there? like fucking idiots.
Anyhow,
let's be real. The Buffalo Kansas City game earlier in the year was a fucking great game. Buffalo had multiple chances to win that game, and they didn't.
That sucks.
Buffalo's not the same team they were in that Chiefs game. What was that, week 5?
Yeah, it was early.
It was
first,
early.
First half, first quarter. I
Josh
think.
Allen is much better. Him and Diggs have much more chemistry together. The defense is fucking balling out. Sean's just going to fucking kill himself
I'm
in
not.
a second.
Sean, on a scale of 1, which gif will you use to describe your mood if the Bills go to the Super Bowl? Kermit injecting heroin, the frog leaping off the bridge, or what? Oh, what was the other? No, was it the "Give me my fucking money"?
Oh, the little girl throwing the doll?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be that one. It'd probably be Kermit injecting heroin into his veins.
No.
Ah, I thought you'd use the frog.
That is the frog.
No, jumping
Piano
off
Man.
the bridge.
No, I already used
The-
Um,
I
No.
can't stand it. I'm like, oh, I'd rather have anybody win besides the Bills.
Nah,
what?
see,
all right,
I'm hype on that train.
so
man.
let me ask you this: Bills Bucks get to the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's Tom all the way.
Oh, now you're back to
Now-
Dick
now you're
riding
back
Tom.
to Dick riding.
Absolutely not.
I just hate
said,
Josh Allen.
Nope.
I fucking hate Josh Allen.
You go back to the beginning of the year. I said I will not root for the Bucks unless Brady gets Super Bowl, and then I'll root for him in the Super Bowl. That's the only time I'll root for Brady
Well,
this
he
whole
did a
season.
good thing because they're not making it to the Super Bowl because they got Aaron Rodgers.
And thus I don't have to play that game.
I'm looking forward. I'm honestly.
I'm looking forward to an Allen Rodgers Super Bowl.
I'm looking forward to.
What'd you call him?
Allen.
Oh,
Rodgers,
I called him
Super Bowl.
Allen Rodgers. I'm like, what is he, a hick now?
No,
Honestly,
you just don't want Buffalo to go anyway. You
No,
piece
they
of
ain't
dog
going.
shit.
listen. I love Buffalo. I want them to win.
Nope.
But the realist in me says if Pat Mahomes is healthy, it's gonna be the Chiefs and a Rodgers Mahomes Super Bowl. I think the NFL is just sitting there like Randy.
What, the Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
And then Vince McMahon. Aaron Rodgers won the NFC Championship
Did
game.
you see the spooky ghost? This is ectoplasm.
No, the Vince McMahon. Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes beat the Bills. Mahomes, Rodgers, Super Bowl. Oh!
That Vince
It's-
gif is the best.
It really is.
Now, honestly, I'm going to say it right now. Ortega, I hope you're not listening. Also, Roy, I hope you're not listening. Or Dirt. Because, you know, Dirt loves the Chiefs.
God made dirt and
Man,
dirt
get the
don't
fuck
dirt
outta
dirty dirt bust your
The
ass.
Chiefs are going to fucking lose on Sunday to the Bills. The Bills
Darkness.
are going to the
The
Super Bowl.
Chiefs have literally nothing to
Here
worry
we
about.
go. Da-da-da-da. Buffalo's going to the Super Bowl. There we go.
Listen.
I know that's the Steelers song, but we're
I'm
ripping
going
it
to tell
off.
you right now. Buffalo.
Somebody's gonna listen to this and be like, "This fucking asshole, that Buffalo Bill song. What a fucking idiot!" Yeah, I know it's the Steelers song, but the Steelers haven't been to the Super Bowl since what, 2010. So,
The Dudley boys are going to make
Ah.
a grand entrance. They're going to get a fucking table and put somebody through on the 50-yard line. The Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
As soon as the game ends, you can find me breaking into the Buttonwood Park Zoo, climbing,
Jumping in with the Bears.
climbing into the Buffalo Bill enclosure, and then see me put a bullet right in the Bill's head, and I'll be like, "Rest in peace, Josh Allen, you piece of
I have
shit,"
some
and I just
good-
walk
listen,
away.
I have some terrible news for you.
it puts the
Fuck you.
lotion
The
on its
Bison
skin.
Yeah,
is
whatever.
no longer at the park. There's no more Buffalo at
I was banking that something was still there.
It's not.
I just kill like an otter.
The Bison, it's only ducks.
It
over
puts
there
the
now.
lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose.
I'm not actually gonna do that in case
God, I'm
anybody
telling
fucking
you, look,
reports me.
Yeah,
All
right.
right, Joey. What do you got on Sunday? I know you got the Packers
It's the
beating.
Chiefs.
beating.
I'm going Packers.
Bucks.
I'm going Packers Chiefs. My heart says Packers Bills, but my head says Packers Chiefs.
I'm going Packers.
As long
Bills.
as Mahomes is healthy, and the whole thing with Mahomes is it's really amusing. We touched on it earlier. Average player
14
with a
to
concussion,
17 days.
19 days.
Oh, 19
19
days.
days is the average time a concussed player is out. It's funny how it gets spun so quickly. Well, you didn't actually get concussed. Oh, but if this was week 7,
I mean, my boy went to go stand up, and he couldn't feel his legs. Like he was like, "Oh shit."
his knees were like.
Dude, you know, like the cartoons when like you go on your toes and you follow the cheeseburger smell and it just kind of floats over there.
Yeah.
One of his feet was literally
Floating.
like it was like, oh shit, Mahomes.
Me and Looney Tunes when I smell
Dude,
a
he,
pie.
like he went to stand up and he fell and they're like, no, stand up.
They're
Come
like,
on,
oh,
come
no,
on,
no,
come
no,
on."
bad optics. Keep it up. Come
Yeah,
on.
come on. You fucking
He
got
looked-
cameras on you, bro.
He looked like he had his bell rung for sure. And again, Sean and I said this.
Who picked him up though? They pulled like a weekend at Bernie's and started playing music.
Oh
and
yeah,
they-
legit. And there was two guys on each shoulder.
Those are
Like,
two
come on.
trainers.
He went back.
Left
He went back to the
Left
sideline.
foot, right. We needed a live chicken, man.
That would be absolutely hysterical if I seen anybody in the NFL do that. Like even if they like reenacted it, with the guys dancing on the sideline, he's doing like the Dave Chappelle like shoulder shimmy. And then the music- I would pay money. I'd be like, I'm buying his jersey. I don't care who it is.
All of a sudden, a
I'd be
bucket
with
of
you.
KFC
Actually,
shows up.
I lied. If it's Allen or Wentz, I ain't buying that fucking jersey. I'd hope they were really dead.
What, you mean your new quarterback next year?
No, it ain't happening. Did you not read the new report from Philadelphia? They're like, we're all in on Josh McDaniels to fix Wentz. I'm like, take this piece of shit.
I'm gonna tell
Take
you
him.
right, I'm gonna tell you.
Nah,
right
you know
now.
where you know where
Can I just
you know
say
where Wentz is
something? I
gonna
don't give
go?
a fuck if it's gonna happen or not. Every
my
fucking
head.
time we bring up his name, I'm gonna say your new quarterback.
You know where Wentz is gonna end up? In Pittsburgh to replace Big Ben.
That actually makes
I would
sense.
legit laugh.
Watch.
Listen, that makes sense for Wentz. It
I would
really
laugh
does.
so much.
Because he's gonna
Mike
be
Tomlin's like, look,
he's gonna
we're
be
a
coming
wide
off-
receiver factory.
he's
all
gonna
right?
be coming off a bunch of injuries. He's gonna come in on the cheap. He's gonna stay in the state. I'm just saying.
And Belichick's like, bring that fat ass over here, Big Ben.
Hey Ben.
Dude, you are just like, oh, you're leaving your team?
Hey, Ben.
Oh, you're 38 years old?
Ben, we live in Massachusetts.
Guy.
You can use any bathroom you want,
I-
male or
Guy,
female.
45 minutes, you're like, Big Ben's done. He can't fucking throw,
yes,
blah, blah,
and
blah.
I've been
now
in-
you're like, oh, you're leaving the Steelers? Come on down to
I
New
know
England.
I know my head coach better than anybody. Belichick's like, man, I know that someone threw half that burger in the trash, but it hasn't been in the trash that long.
So why would he not take Carson Wentz?
Because Carson Wentz has been at the bottom of the barrel. Like someone took a shit on top of it.
But he's got like 10 years of age on fucking Big Ben.
Which is someone fucking threw a baby in the trash. What am I gonna say?
Belichick's just gonna be like, "Hey Ben, do you know how many colleges there are within shouting distance of Foxborough?"
UMass Amherst, bro.
Dude,
He's like, you ever hear of fucking Boston?
He's like, dude, there's-
Ben's like,
Ben.
what?
He's gonna be like, yes.
Actually,
Ben, there are so many bar rooms.
I didn't talk to you about either
So
of you
many
guys.
co-eds.
Did you see Belichick's girlfriend made a comment about Brady on Instagram?
no.
No.
She shit on Tom Brady from the Sunday.
Good for her.
And she said, I didn't see Tom Brady score a touchdown. That game was won by the defense, but I wish him the best.
She's not wrong.
And I was just like,
Well, I mean, he threw that one to Evans from like the 3-yard line.
my man,
Wasn't
listen.
that Evan's only catch of the game too?
Probably.
I think so. Actually.
Listen,
I think it was his only.
there
catch
ain't
of the game.
no way Linda Holiday is watching NFL games being like, he didn't throw one touchdown pass this whole. Bill's like, fucking guy, he didn't throw one touchdown pass.
And
this
she's
whole
just
game."
like, Bill's like, I can't put that out, but you could.
Hey, legit. He's gonna be like, actually, have the dog do it.
Yeah.
And picture the dog like this.
Does somebody have a Bill Belichick's dog Twitter handle with that?
Yeah, there was some, Nike already has it. Nike Belichick.
Son of a bitch. Oh, because that's the dog's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Nike is actually the goddess of victory. That's what.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, that's what it means,
Good
yeah.
job. I thought that was like, I don't know how they can put Nike Belichick on items. I'm like, isn't that like a product infringement?
No, that's
It's
the
all
dog's-
Nike jerseys now.
Well, that's true. True. All right. So last thing before we get out of here, and
So I'm the only one that has the Bills, huh? You fucking asshole.
God, he's a piece of
I want to
shit.
take the
I
Bills in the
can't
worst
wait
way.
to gloat on Sunday.
Honestly,
Keith and the Browns. Oh, we're gonna do so good. Keith and the Bills.
Well,
gonna happen.
Browns, I was right. Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
You weren't. They
last
lost.
week.
Were they not?
You picked them.
Were they not better than the fucking Ravens?
They
No, I think we
lost
talked
this
about last
week.
week.
What you talking
Oh, yeah,
about, Willis?
Right. Yeah. So the Browns didn't win. Whatever. They're the fucking Browns. That was just me being a dickhead.
This guy.
The Bills, I really
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, but like if we go back to August 31st when I said this one thing again, Keith loves to just like shift the goalposts.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's just like, hold
Listen,
on, wait, I'm
have
getting
you
I'm
never
getting ripped on for
watched-
this. But what about this thing
Have
I
you
said?
never watched White Men Can't Jump 6 to 8 inches, motherfucker? Come on now. That would
to
be
side.
swaying.
Douglas just like, anyway, so about this thing I said 2 years ago when I was sort of right.
Oh, don't you know?
Oh, don't you know? Like, I get a lot of shit on this show from you two assholes because I say, the Lakers are going to sign everybody and the Broncos are going to be 16 and over
At
you.
least you recognize it at this point.
But I'm usually right. I said we were
Well,
getting
when you
LeBron.
throw 5,000
Guy,
pieces of shit at the wall.
You gotta give it up. You got LeBron James who had said, "I'm going to the Lakers," and Joey's like, "I called it."
I
I'm like,
did.
yeah, he said it himself.
But I called it at the All-Star break.
You also called Dwight Howard, and you're like, "We got him," but you never mentioned that motherfucker anymore. He started
love Dwight Howard.
banging dudes and whatever, and you're
Hey.
like, "I didn't say nothing about Dwight."
My boy's a freak. What the fuck?
And you were all about Paul George, and you're like, Paul George is too black. I don't want him on this team." You started making up crazy excuses.
First of all, that never came out of my mouth. Second of all,
you know what I
Paul-
mean? You started making
You
up these
start
crazy
making
excuses.
excuses when they don't come.
because Paul George decided he wanted to go to the little bitch Clippers. Like, he wanted to go to the little brother. He was like,
I
you know
thought
what?
I thought Kyrie was going to end up in LA with LeBron.
No.
You
that was-
fucking said that. And Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, you
and
did.
fucking Kevin Durant. And fucking Giannis is going there next year. Even though just signed a huge deal in Milwaukee.
No,
the
no, no,
list
no,
can
no,
go
no, no,
on.
no. I said, if Giannis becomes a free agent,
What about
we will get
Durant?
him. No,
Yes, you
Durant.
did.
Durant was like
did.
more of like a
No, you did.
could happen,
You
but
said
no.
Durant, Kyrie, Giannis.
No,
You
the
said,
two-
you said Durant when he's wearing yellow like this. and you weren't even wearing yellow. You were just wearing like black. Or
No,
some
the
shit.
two that I nailed LeBron and I nailed Anthony Davis. And you guys both told me I was crazy. Especially you guys both sat here, both of
actually,
you,
no.
and told me
No.
the Celtics have a better package for Anthony Davis, and we're
At
gonna
that
get him.
time,
At that time
they
they
did.
did.
And I told you
100%.
it wasn't gonna matter. He was gonna end up a Laker.
No, the
and he
LeBron.
did.
Don't say the LeBron thing. We said you were crazy because we were like, yeah, obviously he's going to LA. Like,
No, it wasn't. Yeah, obviously he was going
shut
to LA.
the front.
Guy, the LeBron thing.
It
Listen,
was, well, he could stay in Cleveland or.
I always said
well.
it's either LA or Cleveland.
Yeah.
There's no other option.
it was one or two options, and he made it public knowledge. Listen, you won the LeBron thing. No one's taking that away from you. I'm just saying. You gotta admit to being wrong 87% of the time. Joey's like, Jared Dudley's gonna be a Laker. It's like, congratulations, no one wants him.
I can't wait to see LeBrondo.
LeBrondo.
All right, last thing before we get in. Speaking of the Lakers and Tom Brady, we had an article that went up on row1seat1.com earlier today,
By Jared
this
Dudley.
morning.
Jared Doodley.
Is that what he's calling himself now?
No, we just.
Oh,
I just
okay.
made it up.
Jared Dudley,
No, I
so
don't
we
know.
just kept it
I
going.
was just gonna say by
Actually, he's
Jared.
gonna have to figure out a handle to use. On
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did. It's J Rod.
J Rod.
J dash Rod.
That's
like
it.
it's like Hot Rod, but just a J with a dash.
Yo, we're just
instead.
blowing up his shoot name.
Yeah. So Jared wrote an article earlier today, which echoed my sentiments, and I thought it, and the thought had crossed my mind a few times over the course of this season because
And then we read it.
the way people were nut riding Tom Brady, yet simultaneously hating on LeBron, always struck me as kind of amusing because, and if you go to row1seat1.com and read the article, it's called Tom Brady is the new LeBron, and basically it details why New England fans are tremendous hypocrites and dipshits because they sit there and they hammer LeBron James for leaving a team to go to build a super team, whatever the fuck that means. Because I don't even know what that is in today's NBA. Like,
Oh, let me pull that paper out. and see what
yeah,
that
oh yeah. did anybody is anybody killing Kevin Durant for going to the Nets and building a super team?
I mean,
Oh,
we killed Kevin Durant 4 years ago.
He built a team of retards.
Did
so-
anybody kill the Golden State Warriors for building a super team?
Well, Golden State Warriors were homegrown.
Oh,
except
you
for
think we're
Durant.
homegrown?
Except for Durant. Once Durant came, we were like, wow, what a piece of shit. Like we all said,
Yeah.
what a piece of shit.
Great, yeah, and you know who else is a super team? That people claim when he went back to Cleveland and he had fucking weird ass Kyrie. He built another super team. It's like,
Well, I mean,
okay,
he traded Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love.
That was a good deal.
fucking great
It
deal.
was a great deal for Cleveland.
Really smart deal, actually.
Yeah,
You know-
actually-
you know, it's almost as if like you want to win a championship in the NBA, you trade players for other players that you think better fit your team.
I mean, you
It's
thought
weird. It's weird. I know it's a rough, difficult concept, but
people thought that Wiggins was going to be a much better player, and he's been pretty bad.
He's actually been decent for Golden State, but he's not anything of what they thought he was going to be.
Exactly, he was so
He's a
bad.
fucking number one
They
pick.
dumped him out of Minnesota for literally anything, and he went to the Golden State Warriors.
They got D'Lo out of him.
Oh,
D'Angelo Russell's way better than fucking Andrew Wiggins.
the point of the article is, and again, we're not going to hammer it too hard because we want you to go to
Check it
row1seat1.com and check out the article and read it and make your own assumptions. But does anybody who sat there and criticized LeBron James now feel like a total hypocrite because they should for rooting for Tom Brady for basically doing the exact same thing and handpicking what team he wanted to go to in the offseason?
Keith.
Because Tom Brady could have gone to any team he really wanted to.
like 5 or 6.
The Superchargers.
Could have gone to San Diego or whatever they were. He could have gone to Tampa. He could have
Indy.
gone Indy. He could have
Miami.
gone
He wanted to go to the Bears.
the Bears. He could have gone to.
He asked to go to the Bears, and they said they weren't interested.
I wouldn't be interested neither if I was the Bears.
Keith, I remember, was it 8 to 10 weeks ago that I made an analogy about Brady and LeBron and the comparison, and somebody from a certain group had a mental breakdown and called in. What the fuck kind of analogy is that?
What group would you be talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
Was it? Do you have to be this tall to call in, or if you're shorter, you can call
I mean,
in?
when you're shorter, you can call it,
Okay,
I guess.
okay.
But yeah,
If
I
you're
remember.
midget status.
I
Yes.
remember that being a very hot topic, and I made some very similar points to the article that you should read. It is a quick, fun read. I mean, we're plugging our own shit, but it is a good read, and it's causing a lot of controversy because people are like one side or the other. They're like, "Oh yeah, I can see the similarities," or "There's no similarities at all. How dare you
He
besmirch
was
him?
43 and played for 20 years in one spot.
He smoked crack once." Didn't even
But he
enjoy
didn't
it.
inhale.
But it's literally
Oh, all
Brady did literally the exact same thing that LeBron did, which
He-
was
he
handpick a
did.
team that he was going to go to.
He handpicked his team, then he called up his boys and said, "Yo, dog."
Right, and then he
come
goes
on.
and recruits Leonard Fournette, calls Gronk out of retirement,
Gets Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown probably made some calls to Goodell and was like, "Yo, can you fucking get this dude on the field for me? Like, what the fuck, bro?" He goes to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They get Shady McCoy. Granted, he's whatever, fuck him.
Hey,
but
he filled in for a game and did just fine.
they had a defense last
The whole
year that
ball way
played
to
pretty
fuck
well.
over here. I don't get
It
it,
wasn't
but-
like Brady. It wasn't like Brady went and was like, "You know what I'm gonna do?
I'm gonna make this shitty team great.
I'm gonna go to the San Diego Chargers, or I'm gonna go to I don't know, insert the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Oh.
and I'm gonna
Jets!
and I'm gonna show you how good I am by going to this trash roster, and really, I'm gonna show you because for 20 years, all I heard with, when Manning was in the league, it was. Tom Brady doesn't need weapons. Imagine if Brady had the weapons that Manning does. Oh my God, he'd have like 500 touchdowns a year. It'd be so ridiculous. And it's like Brady doesn't need
Was
weapons.
RuPaul calling you making these
Brady
comments?
doesn't need weapons. He makes his
Gotta
own
work.
weapons, and it's like, oh, okay. So why did Brady choose Mike Evans and Chris Godwin? And people are like, well, he's 43 years old. Oh, I'm sorry. He's 43 years old with no major neck surgery, no major injuries on his resume. He stayed relatively healthy. I mean, basically, they rewrote the rule book in order to protect quarterbacks because he got hurt. So, yeah, I would expect him to still be fucking playing. Like, this isn't, like, weird. And mark my words, Tom Brady, a 43-year-old quarterback in a championship game, this isn't the last time we're going to see this. We will actually start to see this more and more and more as we go.
Take a look at the playoffs right now. You had the NFC where the average age was like fucking 37, and then you had the AFC where the average age was like
24.
20.
So,
It was
12.
24, but
Well,
but it's basically the same. Brady did basically the exact same shit that LeBron. People claim LeBron did because LeBron didn't actually do that. It's not like Bosh and Wade were in Miami and they were like, "Come play with us."
oh, you mean there wasn't a three-way fucking phone call on that?
LeBron was like, "I'm gonna go to Miami. Hey, you gonna sign to Miami? I'll go to Miami if you sign to Miami. Okay, well I'll go sign to Miami then. Sweet,
Well,
done."
I mean, D-Wade was already there.
D Wade was there, but he
D-Wade
was
made the
one
call
person.
to LeBron, and then LeBron was like, Yo,
So how come
we,
nobody-
like this?
how
Like
come-
this. We need somebody else, dog.
But why doesn't anybody sit there and shit on D Wade and be like, "Well, when D Wade recruited LeBron and Bosh to win another titles, what the fuck?" Like no one shits on D Wade for that. He was the guy that was there.
do you know
D-Wade
what?
already won one before
No,
that.
do you know why D-Wade gets a pass on that? D-Wade was like, I love Miami. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
And I think people were like, that's respectable.
Well, I mean,
LeBron's
D-Wade already
a
won
piece
one
of
with
shit.
D-Wade already won one with Shaq.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not. Even if he didn't, I've seen people say like,
Did anybody shit on Shaq when he fucking left the Lakers and they had that divorce and then he went and handpicked Miami to go sign as a free agent?
No, nobody
and win a
cared.
championship.
because nobody believed in the super team. Everyone was like, oh, it's just Shaq. Shaq's just a dominant player himself. They can go. He could've
Right,
won
nobody
whatever.
believed in the
But that
super team
wasn't-
because
Shaq
Wait,
was
wait.
the team.
super
Wait,
teams
wait,
super
wait.
teams weren't a thing until Boston needed an excuse to figure out why they were losing to LeBron.
Well,
Because
I mean, they did it.
because when LeBron was by himself in Cleveland and you had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG, again, a super team. The kind of the first one of that era, like that was kind of the
He was
first
just
one.
older.
Yeah, no, it kicked it off though.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
It started
course
the
it did.
current
Yeah, yeah.
way of the NBA, and then
The
everybody
only
was like,
difference was it wasn't three guys in their prime.
and then
starting a team.
LeBron said, "Well, if I'm going to beat that, then I'm going to need this." And they went, and it's not like LeBron went and like swept Boston in 4 every single time. They went to 6, 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Boston was his foe.
It wasn't like there was so.
It
when
was either
people-
Boston should have won and just couldn't shoot.
the people who shit on LeBron for going and building a super team, like, dude, Boston built a super team. Like the Spurs had a super team. The Lakers had a super
Spurs were
team in
kind
the
of
2000s.
homegrown.
The Lakers had one in 2000.
Lakers were homegrown.
No, the Lakers have been buying players since the fucking day one.
Right, but
dude. That's what the Lakers
Shaq
do.
was already on his third year there. Kobe was already there 2 years. Like they already.
Yeah, then they went out and they got
Derek
Rick
Fisher
Fox,
was
Gary
there.
Payton, Derek Fisher. Like they went out and bought Robert Horry.
Yeah,
Like
but Derek Fisher was there.
they got right, but they got tons of other talent from outside. Okay, they got Pau Gasol. They went out and they got all these guys.
But their big
Ron
three,
Artest.
their big three was the three that were there. It
Right, but
wasn't
what I'm
the
saying
three
is
that they
the
traded
idea
for.
that a super team is like this new thing.
Why
that
does
LeBron
LeBron
started.
get the bad rap? Not 5, not 6, not 7.
Why does LeBron get the bad
Motherfucker,
rap?
because of the antics that went along with
No,
everything.
because he's being compared to MJ. Because he's being put up
It's
against
not even
it.
just being
and,
compared to MJ.
And there's this
Listen.
weird subculture
Hold
within
on,
the
you ready?
NBA that anybody who says anyone else is on MJ's level, the trolls come out of the woodwork and they're like, "Oh no, he's not."
2 words. The decision.
Listen, I
That's
don't
why
care about
LeBron
the
gets.
decision.
Yeah,
Yeah, that didn't help him though.
that's the original
Didn't help
bad
him.
rap
Like
for
I
LeBron.
get the optics
Hold
of
on.
it, but
Now,
who cares?
Let's fast forward 2 weeks after the decision. Let's have the unveilment in Miami with all these fucking pyrotechnics and smoke and fucking. We're gonna bring home 9
Yeah, it was like
championships.
WWE.
Yeah, we're all young. We're gonna bring you 9, motherfucker. Oh wait, how many did you bring Miami?
2.
Wait, but
But they
And
went to
how-
4.
And how many did you lose?
2.
Technically, they should have only won 1. Because that Spurs one when like
doesn't
all
matter,
the
they
fans
won.
walked out. I know, but I'm just.
Oh, you mean when Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters of all time, jade a fucking nasty 3 from the corner to send the game in overtime? That's
that's too bad. I mean,
Okay.
But I'm
Like that's
just
like saying like,
that-
well, yeah, I mean the Lakers should have lost at the Spurs in 2003, but Robert Horry hit that goddamn shot.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Just like we said,
Or 4,
Tom Brady
whatever
should have had
it
2
was.
picks, but he didn't have. It's the
Wasn't-
same fucking merit.
wasn't the decision actually held in Cleveland? And he was sitting in front of like 50.
It was in a high school. Listen,
It was in,
a
Boys
high
and Girls
school,
Club.
And, yeah, Boys
and he
and Girls
tells
Club.
us, he's like, "Fuck these kids, I'm going to Miami."
Yeah,
He's
but do
like,
you know how much
legit.
money that Boys and Girls Club got raised for that? Like how much money he raised
I know,
that,
but it's
that
still
night?
really fun to see.
Like the
LeBron.
decision was a really cool thing because it actually raised a shitload of money for the Boys and Girls Clubs in Cleveland and then subsequently Miami. So that was kind of rad. But the point that I'm getting at, Brady did the exact same thing, and I don't want to hear I'm not here to compare
Age.
the careers, the age, the level of their thing. He did the exact same thing. So if you're a Boston fan and you're rooting for Tom Brady to win a Super Bowl, but you hate LeBron James for doing what he does, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking hypocrite.
So where do I fall on that?
I think
I'll only root for him
No,
if he
because
makes
you're
it.
a Patriots fan.
Oh,
You-
you're
I'm
not a
not
Brady
gonna-
fan.
You're not.
You're
I'll be a
Patriots
Brady
fan.
fan if he makes the Super Bowl, and I'll be like, all right, go ahead.
no,
Tom,
that's
let's
fine.
go
That's
on."
that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, but guess what? During the season, you're like, fuck Brady, fuck the Bucks.
Yeah, he
fuck
left
whatever.
me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're
You're
a
the,
team
you're
fan.
the scorned lover.
That's
Yeah,
right.
legit, you
He's
are a
like, I
scorned
left you
lover.
for 5 chicks. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, legit. You're like, you didn't even fucking finish me off, you bastard. That's you're literally like a woman
You left me
scorned.
with blue balls.
Legit.
I'm a woman with blue balls.
Speaking of blue balls, all right, so go to row1c1.com and read that article. Last thing we're going to touch on before we get out of here.
Oh yes.
The Mets GM.
Can we just say something before you even? Can the Mets are literally the Cleveland Browns of baseball.
No, not anymore.
They're worse.
They just keep on fucking stepping on their own dick.
Pun intended.
I want to give the new owner a chance because I think he's gonna turn
yes.
it around.
Oh, yes. The Mets
Oh,
are going
he's
to get turned
trying
around.
to. And the first guy he fucking hires to turn it around, Joey, does what?
So yeah, tell me, I'm out of
He
the loop
goes
on this.
full blown Jeffrey Tubin. It just so
The new GM of the Mets
It was Snapchat.
decided to pull a Brett Favre back in 2016 and said
which is weird that she sat on these for 5 years.
unsolicited, unwanted dick pics to a reporter in 2016.
What?
When he was allegedly employed by the Red
he was
Sox.
employed by the Red Sox as a production something. Yeah,
He's like, you see what time it was?
it's dick time. Yeah.
Check out what time it is.
Brett,
Oh, is that my dick in the
Now,
background?
the funny thing about it is, though, like Joey said, a great point. That was 2016. Now he becomes GM of the Mets. And it was
But-
like, hey, remember that time you sent me a dick pic? I want money. I ain't giving you no fucking money for that. Oh, really?
But
Well, I'm taking your job.
So the problem
so
with
why
this,
is this a deal? A big
so
deal?
because he got fired.
the Mets let him go today.
'Cause the Mets fired
the
him.
report
For
came
PR.
out. Listen, the report came out
Yeah.
on Thursday, all right?
Okay.
On Monday, he confirmed, yes,
That was
those
my
pictures
dick.
were sent from me.
Okay.
On Tuesday,
But
today,
the 5
the
years
Mets,
thing
the
doesn't
Mets
bother
said,
anybody.
well, we kind of can't have this going forward.
Bye-bye.
Peace the fuck out.
So, but the 5 years wasn't a problem for anybody. That seems like a really big
What
like.
do you mean? Kids didn't get drafted because of shit that happened from like when he was 12. So yes, the 5 years didn't matter because he did.
Hey,
this
Sean,
5 years
welcome
ago.
to 2021. This is what we call cancel culture.
Kids didn't what'd you say
Think,
about kids?
dude, you don't remember the kid that was like in college and he was like a fucking all-star stud, like junior in college. Like, oh my god, he's gonna skip his senior year and get drafted. It was a kid out of like Wyoming or some shit like
Okay.
that, like a couple years back.
I guess.
And one of his old high school guys that probably is jealous as fuck of him went back on like his Twitter from like years ago or Facebook years
Oh
ago. It was
yeah.
like, look what he said when he was 13 years old.
Yeah.
Oh,
That,
how
And
about
then
that
all
girl
of a
that,
sudden, he didn't play football anymore.
that happened to Josh Allen too. Speaking your boy.
Yeah,
He went like
it
a
did.
racist rant.
Right. No, so that was the same thing happened to that girl from the University of Tennessee a couple of weeks ago. Remember, she got booted out of the University of Tennessee because she Snapchatted herself like singing a rap song, which included
Oh,
the N word.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
some like he was like, I don't know if he was gay or trans or something like that. Kid from her high school who was I don't know if he was black or whatever minority was, like sent it out and like started expose her and was like, she was like, oh my god, she said something, she like virtue signaled in favor of like Black Lives Matter, and he was like, you really didn't think you weren't really caring about Black lives when you said this. And it's like,
And she was singing
and
the
he
song.
and he like posted this video of her singing the song. She got her scholarship pulled from Tennessee. Like
Jesus.
like the girl, like I felt bad. Like, but on the flip side of the coin, I was like, well, that's what you get for virtue signaling for Black Lives Matter. Like, that's the thing about the left. They eat their own and they don't care. Like, they will do anything in the name of wokeness, even if that means killing one of their own.
So Mr. Penis McHanky gone.
Gone.
Gone. But here's my
24
thing.
hours after
But-
being like, yeah, that
But
happened.
this is what, like, at what point, like, okay, none of us are single. I haven't been single in 16 years now. You're probably coming
10.
up 10, yeah, at least.
No, it's 10.
Yeah, 10. This wasn't a big thing when like I was single. Like I was only like
I mean, picture phones
Was,
really
was I
that
going
big
to
then.
draw my dick and
Right?
send it?
Yeah,
I was like,
Exactly.
can I hit you with it on an Nextel?
It's like, do you want a dick pic?
It's on
It's like-
Microsoft Paint.
it's like I want a dick pic, and you got to go like buy like a
the Create
Polaroid with like
3D
that
art.
prints out right in the front.
It's like, geez, that's a massive head. It's like, listen,
Like,
it's on Paint.
shaking the picture. You're like, come on,
And
come
my
on.
brush was wet.
I'm using
Fuck
a
off.
mouse.
Like,
Oh my god, 3D paint. Remember that shit?
but at what point, like, even if we all became single today, right? At what point, like, you're trying to like talk to a girl, she's blowing you off, not responding to your
you're like,
text,
oh
not
yeah,
responding
what
to her
about
advances.
this?
Like
Eggplant.
Yeah, like what? When do you decide? Be like, all right, I gotta break out the big guns here, and just Snapchat, like, send her a picture of your
Do
dick,
it again.
and be like, so anyway, what time is it? Like, you pull the Brett Favre, like, hey, check out this new watch I got, like, with your dick in your hand, like, what the fuck? Like, who? No one. Listen,
This became a thing like in the last like decade. It seems like.
Not even-
Unsolicited-
I feel like
Red
it's less
hot.
than that.
no, it's been a decade because Keith, think about it. You haven't
Yeah,
been
we're
able.
in 2021 now.
You
People are
can't
fucking
really-
forgetting that.
You can't really just like you couldn't really send dick pics like that back in the day, dude. Like,
Took, like,
there was a
forever to load.
process, and there was like flip
forever to take
phones
the
and-
picture, never mind
yeah.
load.
Like you take the picture and then like you'd have to send it, and it's like data rates may apply. You're like, whoa, fuck
Whoa,
that.
I'm
Like,
not sending this.
Oh, hold on, let me get home.
How many kilobytes? Nah, that's not enough.
Wait till I get on the Wi-Fi.
It looks too small.
Hold on, let me go home. I'll go home. I'll plug this into my computer. I'll put it on the computer, and then I'll instant message it to her through AOL.
And then it's like, what's all that shadow just morphing in the background? Nah.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about any
It's
of that.
clay.
Yeah, trust me, it's sweet. It's totally fine. It's definitely my penis. But then the funny part
Joey
was
from
the
Friends.
guy came out and he was like, that wasn't my penis. It was a stock image of a penis. Like, tried like even denying it was like his dick, and I'm like, I think that ship has sailed, bro. Like, I'm not saying you're not lying. However,
Wait a minute. So how? At what point in like any conversation where you're getting blown off and you say, "I'm gonna start searching for penises"?
right? Like, I don't even get it. Like, what? Like, I don't even send those to my wife.
Nah.
My wife, she might ask me for them. I'm like, no, like I'm not doing that because I remember the fappening and I saw Justin Verlander's penis, and I don't ever want that to happen to me. I just don't. I don't need my dick. If I want to see,
Joey's like, nah, fam.
I saw her too. I was like, oh,
if I want my dick to be out there,
you're an idiot.
it'll be
God, I
out
didn't
there.
see it.
You didn't see the fappening?
No.
Oh,
Where have you been?
dude, we saw that chick from the Hunger Games asshole, like the hole.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, that's her name. Thank you.
Like the remember meet the parents. S.
She was dating Beast from the X-Men movie at the time.
Holy. Like it was the fappening was, oh my god, dude. Like Justin Rhodes, Kate Upton, the chick from the Hunger Games.
There was so many people.
There's Ariana Grande was in there. Or was that, no, it wasn't Ariana Grande. It was Katy Perry.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't in that.
No.
There was several
I honestly have
several
no idea
dozens
what the
of
fuck you guys
celebrities.
are talking about right
But at what point do you end up being like, ah, damn. Like, just think of the thought process. You're like, damn it. All right, this girl hasn't texted me back in 6 weeks.
We're gonna whip out the big guns.
I've been texting her every day,
Time to whip it out.
tried to get her to this hotel. What can I possibly do to get her attention?
I know.
Got it. Zip.
Hey, imagine the same line of thought. You're staring at your fireplace in your house, and you're like, I've been trying to start this fire for an hour. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw a fucking cat into the fireplace and see if that ignites this piece of shit. And then nothing happens, and everyone's just shocked while you did it, and you're like,
What?
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 It's a cat.
I
It's
thought,
got fur.
what did you guys think I was gonna do? I mean,
Put some fucking
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a
kindling
mistake.
in there.
I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I meant to send that to my. It is true. Like, I had this conversation literally, I think, a week ago. I completely didn't know about any of the Mets thing. The Mets thing happened recently.
Yeah, it was recently.
like
last
Monday.
weekend. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Well, no, I mean
Wow.
Friday's when it came out.
Friday and then Monday. Yeah.
I talked about this with my wife, and I was just like, I don't understand if I was like, I told her, I was like, if I was single and we knew it didn't work out and we broke up or split up or get divorced, whatever the case may be, like, and I was just like, one night, just be like, you want to see a dick? And someone would be like, no.
hey,
Like-
hey, do you want to see my? You want to see my dick? Nah, I'm good. All right, well here it is anyway. Like,
Shablam!
nope, nah, not doing that.
This is what I've been working on. Here's some cupcakes, a roast piece. a
Oh, my penis.
My basement that I just cleaned. Just casually, like, throw it in there.
Well, that's what this guy was doing. He was like throwing in, like he was like texting her, like trying to get her to like come to. He's like, oh, I'm at this hotel in L.A. Like,
Like, look at
here's the
this. Hey,
pool.
look at my sheets.
Here's the
Don't mind that
bar.
tripod.
Look at- right?
Hey, you
Yeah.
ever see something go 6 to midnight? Look at this. 6 midnight.
It's like, why is there a video camera on a tripod in the corner of the room? Oh, no, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
It's like them my boys were in my tool shed whacking.
You're whacking in my tool shed.
All right. Do you remember there was like a thing a while ago? It probably was about 10 years ago. It was people trying to get nudes onto eBay. So people would be selling like mirrors, but they'd be like fully naked in the mirror. And they'd be like,
They'd take a picture
they'd be
or
like
something?
mirror for sale, and this guy's just shoving it up. And they'd see how I'm dead serious. Look it up. And there was a
Oh, I don't want to look it up. But
Oh,
thanks.
it's
Thanks
so
for trying.
funny. It's so funny. And people would be like, how long can eBay leave it up before someone reports it?
Well, that was like, remember chat roulette?
That's still around.
Oh, I know, but remember, like chat roulette was a thing. Like you'd go on chat roulette and you'd be like, "Oh, let's see if I can find some friends and people to socialize with." And it's just like, dude, you're like, "Hey, what's up?" And they just stand up and it's like, "Dick." God damn it.
What?
That happened all the time.
Keith, were you not on the internet for a while?
I know, right?
I mean, I
Like,
don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
But
guess I've been a dad.
anyway,
for too
if
long.
you're a guy
Doesn't
and you're
matter.
out there and you're listening, do yourself a favor. If a chick is not responding to your advances,
Do not.
just take the L, hold the L, and move on. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Or better yet, call the second date hotline because that shit's fucking hilarious.
Or what you should do is you should text one of your female friends, just ask them, be like, "Hey, I've been texting this chick for like 6 weeks. She only hits me back with one word answers, but I really want to like meet her and go out with her and take her out.
do
what
I
do you-
show her my penis?
What do you think I should do? A, break it off. B, just like accept or A, like accept the L. B, try like keep texting her. Or C, should I just take a picture of my dick and send it to her? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I can't even believe that. Like this all stemmed from the Mets guy doing it. But and then we just went on this like huge rant of like how does it even cross into your mind? Like this is the natural progression.
I
of
want to
things.
see Sarah screenshot some of those and send them to us. Like private message them to the row one seat one if you can.
What did Sarah say something?
Because she said some guy. She's like, I've got multiple DMs on Facebook from people I don't know sending stock photos of dicks. I mean,
I don't understand that
People
shit.
you don't know?
yeah. I just want to.
I've never one day opened my DMs and a woman's like, "You want to see some breasts?" And I'd be like, "It's never gonna happen."
Joey's like, I have. Remember
I
Fatty
have.
McFatty from last year?
my land manatee. Yes, remember my land manatee?
Oh my god.
That doesn't count.
That was awesome.
It was a bot, yes,
Land
but
manatee. Oh my god.
that was a bot, but it was still funny. But those are fun to troll because they actually respond to you. So it's kind of amusing. But anyway, moral of the story, kids, don't send dick pics. Just don't do it. Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one. Thank you very much for joining us all. Row1seat1.com.
Be
Go
here
over,
next
check
week
out
to
that
celebrate
article.
the Bills.
Tom Brady is the new LeBron. Everything else, guys, we'll be back.
Connor.
Oh,
Oh my
right.
god.
Fuck, we forgot
Saturday.
about Connor.
That's all right. That's all right.
There's
We'll
only
go
one
live.
Conor
Listen, we
McGregor.
can go live on Saturday before the fight.
Yes, we'll do that. So Saturday Night Live.
I'll be
will-
asleep. You can take a picture of me
I said
sleeping
before
fuck
the
you,
fight.
you'll
You'll
be
be
here.
here earlier.
before the fight.
Oh, you'll be here.
From like the whole morning. Like
I'm
I'll be
getting-
asleep.
I'm getting Sean a boatload of caffeine. I don't care if I'm going to get some Peruvian face fuel. Your ass
What
is
the
staying up for
fuck
the
are you
fight.
talking
Smelling
about?
salts. Hey, Sean. Rah! No, don't do it. God, no.
Oh hell no! I'm not doing that shit.
Oh, you're such a bitch, dude. Come on.
All right, I'm going home.
It's like 1 a.m.
Don't be a
Got
little.
fucking
Don't be a little
horrible day
plus
of work
plus.
ahead of me tomorrow.
Don't be a little plus plus.
Bye.
All right. Thank you everybody for joining us. We appreciate it. We will see y'all next week. Make sure you follow and like the Facebook page so you can see me, Darkness, and Sean. We'll go live Saturday night for the Conor McGregor fight because there's only one Conor McGregor.
Oh, he eats ass.
I love the promos that they're running with him though, with the Eminem. Guess who's back? Back again. I'm like, God, this is so perfect. This is like, who the fuck is this guy?
Best marketing fighter.
Fucking, I don't give a shit what anybody says.
here's-
I fucking love Conor
Here's my
McGregor.
article I'm writing for Row 1 Seat 1 that you have to read this week, and it should be
.com.
up. Row1seat1.com. Conor McGregor is the best marketing fighter of all time.
Yeah.
No one comes close.
Not even close. I'm literally going to spend money on the pay-per-view because Conor McGregor's fighting this weekend.
Dance for me, boy.
Otherwise, I would just steal it like a normal person.
Shh. Shh.
All right.
Crack streams.
We're out of here. Joey Fats Radio, Row 1 Seat 1 for Darkness, Miss Sean Betancourt. I am Joey Fats. We will catch you all next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. right here live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Make sure you like, follow, share. Peace.
Don't send those pics.